Hello everybody, welcome back to another stream, and today we're just talking. We're not we're all just yapping. Late. What do you mean late? I'm on time. Yeah, we're just talking today. We're gonna continue our my tier list of all the mainline Pokemon games I've played. So yeah, it's gonna be a very chill stream today. Just me just recounting all the Pokemon games I've played. Yeah, I'm just throwing them into a tier list. Pretty easy. So just sit back, relax, and yeah, just hear what I have to say about each game. All right. So let's see. Yes, I've also there is a presentation mode on Tier Maker, which makes it look a lot better now. Yes, I've organized it into you have it muted. Have what muted? But basically, I've organized the. You shouldn't be watching right now. Why are you supposed to be doing something else, really? Well, that's unfortunate. Well, anyway, I've organized the games I've played into on the bottom, the pin images, into the order in which I played them. So yeah, so recounting from last time. So the games I started out playing with was Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Emerald. Started off Pokemon Blue. Pokemon Blue, like, okay, obviously all the double. I'm counting them as the same game as each other. Pokemon Red and Blue is basically the same game. Heck, you could probably chuck in Pokemon Green as well. Pokemon Yellow is not the same game. Pokemon Yellow, I believe, follows more alongside the anime because you have Jesse and James, and Pikachu is your starter. That being said, I haven't played any of Pokemon Yellow, so I don't really know. That being said, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is basically the remake of Pokemon Yellow. But yeah, we'll see if I play any of these games in the future. Who knows? I'll put it on the list, and if I feel like it, I'll play it. But anyway, yeah. Pokemon Blue and Yellow, Pokemon Blue and Emerald, not Yellow. Yeah, those were my games I started to play back in my childhood when I was a wee lad. Obviously, I like Pokemon Emerald a lot more than Pokemon Blue. You know, color, better graphics. I say better graphics, they're all pixels. Better pixelated art, regardless, for Pokemon Emerald. And it has more of a story compared to Pokemon Blue, which really doesn't have much. You do the gyms, the Team Rocket, you defeat them, fight the Elite Four champion. That's pretty much it. Yes, better pixels. Yes. Yeah. And that was, yeah, Pokemon Blue and Emerald and Sapphire. Basically my crunchy pixels. Yeah, those were my childhood games. Those were what I was playing, probably from primary to intermediate. Those were the games I played. Mainly Sapphire, because that was the game I was given. Emerald was kept with the family friends Game Boy. So, and I clocked out the in-game timer for Pokemon Sapphire of like, how many hours? A lot of hours. I don't know. I've kept a list somewhere of like how many hours I played on Pokemon Sapphire. I don't remember it. But regardless, yeah. Because I only played those games, I missed out on Gen 4 and Gen 5 when they came out. And I lived vicariously through various YouTubers playing them and experiencing the story and gameplay through that. as well as the anime, of course. But once we get to high school, I was able to get a 3DS for my birthday, and I got Pokemon Y, um, and that was the first mainline series 3D games. If I say the first Pokemon 3D games, some people will be up in arms because Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon Gale of Darkness exist, but they're not mainline games. They're spin-offs. But yeah, enjoyable story. Obviously, it's 3D now. All like they've made every single Pokemon up until that point into 3D, which is like amazing. After that, you went Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which I played both. I got one for my birthday, and I got the other version for my birthday. So I ended up having both Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. It's great. I mean, I play both. It's basically the same story. Take your pick on who you want to side with, Team Aqua or Team Magma. I'm more partial to Team Aqua because I like Kyogre more. But then again, Primal Groudon looks dope as heck. But yeah, that was sort of the beginning of high school era. Eventually, we come to Pokemon Sun and Moon, the next generation, Generation 7, the region of Alola, also known as Pokemon Hawaii, which also has honestly my favorite like OSTs, like all the cities and routes have a really nice like the tropical relaxing theme. I have a playlist on Spotify. There's these jazz covers done by a YouTuber called Insane in the Rain. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Go check out their work and listen to their covers of it. But yeah, Sun and Moon, when it came out, I remember when like the trailer started coming out, and man, it's like a sun and a moon Pokemon. Well, Pokemon representing them at least. Lunala and Solgaleo. One of the lion, one of the basically a bat. Solgaleo's mane looks like the sun, and Lunala's when it's stationary, basically. Yo, that's a jazzy saxophone guy. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. I love he's done other work which I do like as well. Yeah, Lunana being stationary, not flying, like it's a full circle. Moon is using its wings. So for that, let's see, what should we start with for Sun and Moon? I would say the starters first. That being the starters. So, the starters for Gen 7. A somewhat solid trio. Popplio, Rowlet, and Litten. And eventually they become into Incineroar, Decidueye, and Primarina. I don't know when, at some point, I don't know how I just end up sticking to just choosing the water types. But I ended up choosing Primarina, Popplio, as my starter Pokemon. I would choose a water Pokemon, as my starter. Yeah, I've done that for basically Emerald Ruby, not Emerald Sapphire, Y, and Alpha Sapphire, and Omega Ruby. Always the water Pokemon. I don't know why. I just end up being connected to them. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the 3D designs, I do like Decidueye and Incineroar a lot better than Primarina. That being said, Primarina is the strongest Pokemon starter to use in Alola. Water Fairy type. Um, very effective against a lot of the Pokemon battles you will have. But something different that happened in Sun and Moon. They sort of like revamped it. Well, it's not revamped it a little bit. But basically, there's no more gym challenge. There is the island challenges. It's basically the gym challenge. You still have like the trial leaders, which are basically gym leaders. But you do also have like the Elite Four at the end of each island. So there's 4 islands. I don't remember each one specifically. But they are unique in their own ways. Like, it's based off Hawaii, so each of them take an aspect of like the various islands that compose of Hawaii. Obviously, I think Hawaii has more than 4 islands, but they sort of simplified it down. But yeah, each island has basically a leader, the Kahuna. And basically they are the Elite Four. So on a starting island, you get your Pokemon, and yeah, for Sun and Moon, the starting part of both Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, it is very handholdy. You're not really allowed to explore or do much during the beginning part. They sort of just lead you to do the stuff that you're supposed to do. It's like, hey, here's how to catch a Pokemon. Hey, let's go to this area. Hey, here's the island trial. So yeah, it's very handholdy in that aspect. But after that, you're free to explore the whole island and then go off to the other islands. Oh, this is also when they got rid of HMs. HMs weren't a thing anymore. They were made into TMs. So like Surf, Waterfall, all those Rock, Climb, Fly, they're all TMs now. They are not soul bound to your Pokemon. Yeah. The alternative way to basically do HMs now is ride Pokemon. You get like specific ride Pokemon to do specific things. So on the first island, after you complete like the first island trial and then the defeat the island Kahuna, you get your first ride Pokemon, which is Tauros. And it's fairly simple. It's just, very quick, very fast. It just charges. It's basically your bike. It's basically your bike for the region. In later islands, you do get sort of it. You do get Marchamp. That's basically your strength HM Pokemon. And you get Charizard for your fly, obviously. These ride Pokemon you don't use. Like, they're not your Pokemon. You basically they're like a taxi. You summon them, you call them up. It's like, hey, I need you to move this boulder. Can you come here? And then the Marchamp just comes along and picks you up and then pushes the boulder. You start pushing the boulder. One of them thing. Lapras was your Surf Pokemon. That's right. I think. But yeah. In terms of my team, for Sun and Moon, I had the regional bird, Toucanon. It's a toucan. And its unique move is called Beak Blast, which just basically it heats up his beak and then attacks. It's a flying type move. But it also has a chance to burn, obviously. As for my other team members, I'm trying to remember. I think I had one of the oh yes, one of my favorite concepts they introduced into Sun and Moon: regional variants. Regional variants of existing Pokemon. So for this generation, the regional variants that were made. Can it turn into a boomerang and yeet itself? No, I know. I can see what you mean. Like Toucannon, the beak does sort of curve down. It's like, could you throw it? Possibly, possibly. Unfortunately, it's not. I wouldn't recommend it. The beak does turn quite hot, so you probably just burn your hand before you throw it. Yeah, regional variants. One of my favorite concepts. I've talked about this when we were playing Pokemon HeartGold. So for this region, you had several regional variants of several Pokemon. I think they were all Kanto regional variants, to be honest. Which, yeah, Kanto bias showing up. Regardless, they were very cool. Like when they were first introduced, because so the regional variants for this were Alolan Executor, which is basically it looks like a palm tree now, like a tall palm tree, like what you would associate with a palm tree looking like usually, like the long slender trunk and then the palm leaves at the top. That's what Executor became. They say it's the true version of Executor. So rather than being Grass Psychic now, it becomes Grass Dragon. Basically, the climate and the sun of Alola has allowed Executor to become reach its full potential. I think I used it for my team. It was a Grass Dragon type, so I believe I did. The other ones were the Virgin exclusive, which was Alolan Vulpix and Ninetales, and Alolan Sandshrew and Sandslash. Both of them absolutely cool designs. Vulpix and Ninetales turn basically just pure white. I think there's a hint of blue in there as well. But they look very beautiful. They become Ice Fairy types. I'm trying to remember why they became Ice Fairy types in Alola. I think it's because so usually there is sometimes it's due to climate, sometimes it's due to a predator that exists on said island. It might have been the case for Alolan Vulpix and Ninetales and Sandshrew and Sandslash. I think they were the predator that existed on the island that forced them up onto basically the the one ice area in every Pokemon game, which is the mountain in this case. I had Pokemon Sun for this, so I had access to Ninetales, which is Ice Fairy. Beautiful Pokemon. And nice type coverage as well. The other version, Moon, had Sandslash, which looks so cool. Sandshrew just looks like a little igloo. Like a movable igloo. While Sandslash, its spikes turn to like these like solid ice spikes. They become ice steel types. They look very cool. My preference would be at Sandslash and Sandshrew compared to Ninetales and Vulpix, but they're both very good. But yeah, there is no Alolan execute. Yeah, they're basically seeds. They're eggs, but the seeds. The grass type Pokemon. But yeah, some Pokemon for regional variants don't have, like, their pre-evolution won't have an Alolan form, but their evolution will. Such as Alolan Raichu. And Alolan Raichu is the most bizarre one in terms of regional variant. So when it evolved into Alolan Raichu, it is a electric psychic type. or Electric Fairy. I'm forgetting which one. I think it's Psychic. And basically, it starts floating and riding its tail like a surfboard. And this is because it ate a lot of pancakes. One of the islands is known to make these incredible pancakes. So much so that Pikachu evolves into a Alolan Raichu and causes it to float. Those pancakes are so good. I don't know. But yeah. I think I use Alolan Pikachu. Yeah. Yeah, I think I did. I think I had... Did I use... I'm trying to think now. I feel like I might have used almost every single Alolan variant. Maybe. Because the next one is Alolan Marowak. There's no Alolan Cubone. Yes, pancakes. No, they were pancakes. They're the literal pancake shop. And there's... Who knows what they put in those pancakes? But apparently they're very good. Yeah. The next one is the Alolan Marowak. And that one is... it evolved into a Alolan Marowak because of the culture of the island. And because of the island itself. It's a very spiritual island. As such, Marowak is able to be more in tune with the spirits on the island. So it becomes a ground ghost type, I believe. I think so. I don't think it's ghost fire. No. I think it's still ground ghost. Or just ghost. One of the two. One of the three options. Or any option. Basically, its bone that it holds has fire on both ends now. And it uses that to attack. Like it does as regular Marowak, obviously. Basically, it represents the what is it? The fire dancers that are known in Hawaii. Yeah. I think I might have used it. I don't. I know I like the regional variants. I don't know. I might have just used every single one except for the actual Alolan Pokemon that are in here. We will get to the Alolan Pokemon eventually, but what are the other ones? There was one on my mind, and I forgot it. Oh yes, Alolan Raticate and Alolan Rattata. Alolan Rattata is basically the same as Rattata, but it's black. And it has a small little mustache. And then, when it evolved into Alolan Raticate, it becomes fat. I kid you not, it becomes fat. It becomes like a chonky. They're basically just, what is it? Like mob bosses, essentially. Like, Alolan Raticate is the main boss, and then the Rattatas is sort of his grunts. Yeah, I think that was it. I didn't use that one. It was dark. It was normal dark type, which isn't that great. It's quad weak to fighting. But yeah, those are the regional variants that I remember. As for the story itself, I experienced. So, in the region, there are 4 islands, but there's technically a 5th one. It's an artificial island, and it's run by this foundation called the Ether Foundation. It's run by Lucamine, and she has her admins and stuff. And she has 2 kids. One is Lily, and one is Gladion. Each of them, throughout the story you learn, has basically a legendary Pokemon with them. Lily has essentially run away with the pre-evolution of Lunala and Solgaleo, called Cosmog. It's this tiny little, like, nebula little Pokemon, very cute. And Gladion also ran away and has this Pokemon called Type Null. Like, literally called Type Null. And it looks very reminiscent to Arceus. Because we'll learn, because it evolves into a Pokemon called Silvally. And its ability is called the Arceus system. And it basically gets, the it's equivalent to the elemental plates that Arceus uses. Arceus. I sometimes say Arceus because I've been saying Arceus for like majority of my life, and then Sun and Moon came along and put in the Arceus system. But yeah. Gladion is like the very edgy. It's like he seems to be an antagonist, but over the course of the story, he's actually very chill. He just like he hates what they've done to Type Null and Silvally, and he sort of helps you through the story. Lily is sort of your companion through the story as well, trying to keep Cosmog safe. And you're trying to basically through the course of the story, you learn that actually. When you start the game itself, each game has a evil team. This one is Team Skull, and these are run by this basically a bunch of gangsters. The team leaders are Guzma and Plumeria, and they basically what were their goal? I think their goal was basically not to conform with like the modernization of the islands. They want to keep to how the islands were. Keep the trials, keep all the things. Because the islands themselves, like, they were wanting to get modernized. There was the Elite Four and Champion sort of basically Indigo Plateau area was being built on Mount Lanakila. There were like various places on different islands where it's like, hey, future gym to be built here. Yeah, I think Team Skull were basically against that. It's like, hey, let's just keep our island trials, keep the island kahunas. But they were a fake out team. It's like, their reasoning, yeah, it makes sense. But then we learned about the Ether Foundation. They're the actual evil team. I mean, it was suspected. It was very obvious that the Ether Foundation were going to be the evil team at the end. Yeah, they have been basically trying to access ultra space. I'm trying to find what the word is. Like, I would say alternate dimensions, basically, because they introduced this new category of legendary Pokemon called Ultra Beasts, which are very cool. They're not aliens. They look very alien-like, but they are basically alternate dimension Pokemon. And they are very weird, but they are very cool at the same time. Like, there is a Ultra Beast called Circuitry. It's electric type Pokemon, but it basically looks like a bundle of cables, and it's like its head is like this, and it basically looks like it has a bunch of like bulbs on it, and its head is like one big bulb, and it basically it It has arms, it has legs, using the circuitry, using the wires and stuff. Very strong. Very strong, by the way. Like, the Ultra Beasts are basically legendary Pokemon. They're not as high as sort of like the main legendary. So like, you know, there's usually the main trio of Pokemon. Like, take Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire. Like, Kyogre, Groudon, but I think Rayquaza is the strongest out of them in terms of stats. But yeah, the Ultra Beast, absolutely cool. Absolutely cool. And we'll get more into it with Ultra Sun and Moon. Because Ultra Sun and Moon, very similar in terms of like the main story until like the very end, which sort of changes. Because like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon is like, ooh, it's very hard to where I would put them. It's like they're definitely either like Sun and Moon. It's like I either put an A or maybe S, and Ultra Sun and Moon will probably be on top of that. Because that ending part changes the story. Yeah. But going back to the Ether Foundation. Yeah, so Lusamine is trying to access Ultra Space. And she does gain access to Ultra Space. And she meets one of these Ultra Beasts called Nihilego. Which the theory during the time when they reveal like the Ultra Beast slowly, it's like, oh my gosh, that one looks like Lily, that one looks like Lusamine, that one looks like Gladion, and that one looks like Guzma. It's like, what is happening? Purely coincidental. Purely coincidental. The Ultra Beast and and correlation to the like characters in the game, purely coincidental. There was no connection at all. But yeah. So during the end of the story for Sun and Moon, Lusamine gets access to Ultra Space and goes basically into the dimension of Nihilego, and basically bonds with it. It's basically like a symbiote. So the final fight, you don't actually get to fight Lusamine, Nihilego. It's basically a fusion of them. Like, search up the image of it. It's basically like Lusamine is in Nihilego. But she still, you fight them with Pokemon. She sends out her Pokemon. You fight, yeah. Yeah. And through course of the story, Lily is basically like trying to stand up against her mother, telling her to try to stop what she's doing. Yeah. It's the reason she has is actually, it's a pretty good reason. Well, it's a good reason as in like, because we haven't talked about, the father, Lily and Gladion's father, Lusamine's husband. His name was Mon. And he was a researcher in the Aether Foundation. And he was reaching Ultra Space. But he got lost in Ultra Space and was never found again. Which is why Lusamine was so obsessed with Ultra Space. Basically, yeah, she was trying to find Mon. And we do end up finding him. Unfortunately. What else was there in Sun and Moon? Oh, that's right. So, Action Y. Let's go back to Action Y. So there was this little Pokemon called Zygarde in Terminus Cave. No story at all. Literally zero story at all in the game. You just see this giant ground dragon Pokemon, Serpent, in a cave. Just chilling. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So in Sun and Moon, I mean, you don't really get that much story of it. Not really. You learn that it is composed of cells. And you are given, basically this Zygarde cube, by basically the X and Y's, professor's assistants, Cosinia and Dexia. They show up in X and Y. They're sort of like they're like the helpers of the professor. You battle them a few times throughout the game. They're all right. You see them again. They're older in Sun and Moon. It's like, you know, a sequel. But yeah, you learn that there is 100 Zygarde cells all over the islands, and you basically have to catch all of them. You don't catch, you just interact with them. You see them on the ground and you interact with them. Very tedious, by the way. Very tedious, unfortunately. But they introduced 2 new forms. Well, the 2 new forms were actually data mined back in X and Y, but they finally get introduced in Sun and Moon. And that is 10% form Zygarde and 100% form Zygarde. Because with X and Y, it's like, you look at the 3 legendaries and see what they're based off. They're basically based off the animals in Norse mythology. There is the Yveltal is supposed to represent the eagle at the top of Yggdrasil. The Xerneas represents the deer in the middle, I believe, or in the branches. And then Zygarde, I believe, represents Nidhogg at the bottom. It's not Jormungandr, but I believe it's Nidhogg, which is the dragon that gnaws at the roots of Yggdrasil. And then the 2 other forms that Zygarde has, 10% and 100%. 10% is a dog, which we do see in Legends EA. So hoping we get more information on what it is, what freaking Zygarde does. Because the anime goes into it a lot more, but we don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. But yeah, 10% form is basically a dog, wolf, canine Pokemon, which have, you know, the textures and colors of Zygarde. And that's, you know, theorized to be basically like Fenrir. While 100% form Zygarde looks dope as heck. Anime, bro, so cool. It's basically, how do I describe it? Like a Megazord of some sort. Like 100% Zygarde. Like it grows legs, arms. It has these like pauldrons that with like basically like tails coming out of it. And you learn that the tails actually have heads and can fire lasers. And they grow the little head at the top of its snake body as well. It's a dope design if you see it. But yeah, it's not the Zygarde has no impact on the story at all. It's like this fun little side quest you can do. A side quest. Yeah, Zygarde got shafted immensely during the Gen 6 and 7 era, because it didn't have a story at all compared to, like, you know, the past generations where yeah, they kind of go into the 3rd legendary a bit more. But anyway, trying to think what else was there. The professor was Professor Kukui. He's a cool dude. Yeah. Oh, V moves. That's right. The gimmick of this region. V moves. They're basically yeah, they're basically like your ultimate attack, essentially. You can only use them once in battle, but they're basically guaranteed to destroy your opponent. But they only use one time. They are a held item. You have to Z-Stone on put them on your Pokemon. Some Pokemon have their own unique Z-Stone, like Pikachu, like Eevee, like the starters. Yeah, they're very cool. Like, they're basically Kamehameha. Like a lot of them are just Kamehameha. um, Basically, the animation has the trainer doing like like a pose. It's like, and you sync up with your Pokemon, and you do this ultimate attack beam and attack reduces your opponent to 0. Oh, they gave Snorlax one, and that's where you have Snorlax at his peak. Yeah, Snorlax wakes up with the V move, and then it runs. Like it wakes up, like you see Snorlax like lying on the ground, and then like it wakes up, eyes glowing with V energy, and then it runs, and then it jumps, and then like basically just body slams the opponent, and it's just a huge explosion that comes out of it. It's hilarious. If you ever see it. Yeah. A lot of the V moves are very like the unique Z moves for the specific Pokemon are very, very cool. Like what Incineroar is basically like a wrestler Pokemon. It's the heel. It's not like the main character of wrestling. I don't know much about wrestling. I'm regurgitating what I've learned and seen from various Pokemon YouTubers discussing the etymology of the name and the design of Pokemon. Basically Loxin and Noggin. If you have seen that YouTuber. But yeah, Incineroar is the heel Pokemon. And basically, in its Z move, there is a fighting ring created, and then Incineroar appears. It's like it's dark, and then the light comes on, and you see Incineroar is standing on top of one of the poles of the fighting ring. Yeah, and basically RKOs the opponent. They're very whimsical in nature. The unique Z moves. Most of the regular ones end up being a Kamehameha, and then it ends up in a large explosion of power against the opponent. How some Pokemon survive, who knows? But yeah, I think. I would put. Where would I put Pokemon Sun? Ooh. I think I'll put it in an S, honestly. I'll put it in an S. And I think I'll put it above Emerald, but not above Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I think. It's very close. Like very close. As for Ultra Sun and Moon, so most of the game is very similar. Like they add like one new trial captain, Ilima, which is the normal trial captain, normal type trial captain. The main ones in the game we get like your fire, your water, your grass, your electric, your fairy, dark. Nope. Because you get the island kahunas, which is dark, ghost, ground, fighting. That's right. Because at the end of the game, it's like the Elite Four is ready. And you learn that each of the kahunas, not all of them, the dark type kahuna does not want to be. He's basically a policeman. He's tired. He doesn't want to become an Elite Four member. So we get introduced to this new character called Kahili, which is flying type. Flying type Elite Four. Which I think is like the first flying type Elite Four, I think. From my memory. I think. But yeah. This is both Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. The Elite Four, at the end, you get to Elite Four. You battle them all. And then it's like, who's the champion? Because this is the first time that the Elite Four is active in Alola. You beat all the Elite Fours, and then, there's a platform you can stand on, and then rises, floats to the top to the champion arena. And you learn that Professor Kukui is there. And it's like, congratulations. You have become the first Pokemon first Alolan champion. I was like, wow, that's incredible. But you have one more challenge, which is him. Kukui throws hands. Each of the Pokemon professors sort of specialize in various stuff. I don't exactly remember off the top of my head. I feel like Professor Oak was, I think, just Pokemon in general. Professor Elm was evolution, I think. Oh. Professor Birch, I have no idea. I don't remember. Despite him being in my all the Gen 3 are highly ranked for me, I don't remember what Professor Birch with specialized research is. Professor Rowan, I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. Because I know from X and Y, it's like each of them sort of specialize, Professor Sycamore specializes in Mega Evolution. Professor Kukui specializes in Z moves. And so on and so forth. So yeah. The final fight, the champion fight, is... Does Professor Birch speak for the trees? No, they don't speak for the trees. All the professors are named after trees. Oak, Elm, Birch, Rowan. I'm trying to remember if Juniper is a tree or a flower. I think it might be both. Sycamore. Kukui. Well, Thorn and Moon. Not Thorn and Moon. Thorn and Shield. Who's that professor? Ah, that's right. They were old and retiring. So I don't remember the name because... and then... Frick, the redhead, became the professor. Her daughter. Her granddaughter? Or daughter? I forgot which one. We'll get to there. Anyway. Back to Ultra Sun and Moon. Yeah. At the end, you become the champion. The first champion of Alola. Professor Mahogany Wen. I am awaiting the day. I am awaiting Professor Mahogany. There are actually other professors that you do encounter in the games. Like in Sun and Moon, there is the... What was her name? She was the professor for this spin-off game called the Dream Radar, which was back in the DS era. I don't exactly remember what it was. Or how you got the Pokemon in it. But yeah, she shows up in Sun and Moon, which is cool. I don't really have a connection to her, so it's like, hey, it's a nice Easter egg. But anyway, back to Ultra Sun and Moon. Because the Sun and Moon did the same thing with Zygarde. With their third legendary, Necrozma. You just see him. As you're going up Victory Road, up Mount Lanakila to the Elite Four, near the end, you see a crater in the ground. And you see Necrozma in the Yamcha pose. On the ground, it's like, what the heck happened here? What are you? Because, when you see Necrozma, it looks like these, this Pokemon looks like it is composed of, these, black, almost obsidian shards. And you don't really know what it is. Not in Sun and Moon, you don't know what it is. In Ultra Sun, we learn what it is. But yeah, you basically fight it and catch it. It is a psychic Pokemon. It's alright. It didn't It's not particularly strong compared to like Solgaleo and Lunala during Sun and Moon. Yeah. We learn what it does, what it is in Ultra Sun and Moon, because in the the cover art for you see that Solgaleo and Lunala are slightly different because it looks like they're wearing Necrozma, which is strange. But in actuality, that's Necrozma taking over the bodies of Solgaleo and Lunala. But yeah. What else was there in Sun and Moon before I go into Ultra Sun and Moon? There was not the Battle Tower, but the Battle Tree. And we see an aged up Red and Blue, who are sort of the owners of the Battle Tree. And you do fight, past trainers from the games, like Cynthia and Wally. It's, your end game content, which I didn't really do that much. Trying to think what else was there. Do I have anything to say about the Alolan Pokemon themselves? I mean, I like them. I like them immensely. I do like them. Like Mimikyu, is a ghost fairy Pokemon, which uses like various pieces, like rags and stuff, to basically mimic the form of Pikachu, because Pikachu is so popular. It's like, oh, I want some attention as well, so I'll dress up as Pikachu as well. And it's yeah. You don't see the true form of Mimikyu, because if you do, you'll die. Because like, with every ghost Pokemon, if you anything related to them, you will die. What else? There was Araquanid, sort of a water spider Pokemon. Wishy Washy. Yeah, that was basically a school of fish. Its ability basically is like it calls on its friends and allies, and it becomes this giant, like Wishy Washy is it's like tiny as like fish Pokemon. And then his ability calls on like the whole school, and it becomes this giant, massive form, which is just composed of all the Wishy Washy. What else? What else? Any highlights of the thing? Oh, the pseudo legendary. A dragon fighting type. That is what I used for my. Yes, I had the pseudo legendary dragon fighting. It was Jangmo evolved into Hakamo, which evolved into Komomo. Yes, Komomo. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool Pokemon. Yeah, it's like it has these scales, which does stuff. I don't know how to describe it. It's not my favorite pseudo legendary type, pseudo legendary Pokemon. Yeah, but it's strong. What else? Let's see. We did the regional bird. Yes, the regional mouse Pokemon, Togedemaru. So with all the most of the regional mouse Pokemon, ever since Pikachu into Pichu, into Minun Plusle, into Pachirisu, into Emolga, into Dedenne, and now into Togedemaru. Well, that was an adventure. A friend had broken down on the motorway off ramp and needed a jump start. Oh wow. I'm guessing you were nearby. Why is there still no progress on the tier list? Look, I'm going through Sun and Moon. I'm going through Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. Like, I'm going through like the different parts of the game, like the Pokemon, the story, the music, the characters. Just listen to me yap. That's what the stream is basically is. Think that is often my train of thought, but I think that is most of Sun and Moon in terms of the story and the basic stuff. So with Ultra Sun and Moon, it's basically the same, but they added a few more stuff. A lot more of Ultra Space stuff. So they added 2 new Ultra Beast, which is Stack Attacker and Blacephalon. More, you know, crazy other dimension Pokemon. Blacephalon looks like a clown. It is a fire psychic type. I don't know. Basically, every time it attacks, it throws its head off and chucks it at you and it explodes. Stack Attacker is basically composed of like, technically like, just each piece of Stack Attacker, which is the brick, is a Stack Attacker. Yeah. Those are the 2 new Ultra Beasts. But yeah, compared to Ultra Sun and Moon, we get to learn the story about Necrozma more. So going through the whole story is basically the same until you get to the point where, you know, the main villain starts to come appearing and stuff and all that. During the part where you summon Solgaleo Lunala, in Sun and Moon, that is where you summon Solgaleo Lunala to basically help you fight the Ether Foundation. In this instance, you're also doing the same, except Necrozma shows up and takes over Solgaleo and Lunala. Sounds like Execute all over again. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, Necrozma takes over. It's another fusion. It's like a fusion Pokemon, similar to like Kyurem, white Kyurem, black Kyurem. So basically, it's Duskmane, Necrozma, and what is it? Duskmane and Dawnwing's Lunala. If one egg's omeletted, is it still alive? The Stack Attacker. If one egg gets omeletted, is it still alive? Yes, it is. I believe Execute does not become a Pokemon unless all of them disappear, I think. That being said, Execute is not eggs, they're seeds. As for Stack Attacker, well, it's harder to destroy. They're basically bricks, so. And there's a lot more. There's a lot more of the bricks compared to Execute. But anyway, yeah. So during that part of the story when Necrozma takes over the Pokemon, it is trying to remember. That's right. You also get to introduced to the Ultra Recon Squad, which is basically an alternate dimension people. But they come from a world where there is no light in their world. There's also a third Ultra Beast called Poipole and Naganadel. Naganadel. Ash has it in the anime, in the Sun and Moon anime. Poison Dragon type. But yeah, Necrozma takes Solgaleo on Lunala, whichever game you got, and brings it back to their world. And like this big event is happening. And the Ultra Recon Squad basically tells you to like, hey, you need to come to Ultra Space and basically defeat Necrozma. Because it turns out, so if you're playing a Nuzlocke in Sun and Moon, specifically Ultra Sun and Moon, Necrozma is the Nuzlocke killer. It is absurdly strong if you're doing a Nuzlocke style gameplay. Because when you get to, I forgot what the place was called, but basically it's Ultra Space. There's like the city, you see this alternate world and this alternate city. It looks a lot more advanced compared to the Pokemon world that you see in most of the games. But basically it's like, this is supposed to be a world without natural light. So there's a lot of, artificial light. But then there's this huge tower in the center, and you see this huge, massive light. And you learn that that's not supposed to be there. And you learn that's where Necrozma is, who's held either Solgaleo or Lunala captive. So you go up there, up the tower, and you through like, walking with the Ultra Recon Squad, you sort of learn it's like Necrozma is it feeds on light. Like the form that you see Necrozma usually is like its depowered form. So as you go up the tower, it's like, it's getting brighter and brighter, and eventually you reach the top and you see like Solgaleo, Lunala, Dawnwing's Duskmane version just like lying on the ground, and then they start to float and grow brighter and brighter, and then you see the true form of Necrozma. It is a psychic dragon type. Funnily enough, back when Sun and Moon was a thing, people were like, going over through like data mining the files. It's like, there's no information on Necrozma anywhere in Sun and Moon, besides its Pokedex entry and stuff, which doesn't give you a lot. But they're looking at the model of Necrozma. It's like, when you turn its model certain angles, like, or take it apart, it's like, what does this part look like a dragon head? Well, and like, why does that look like claws? In various pieces. Well, eventually we get Ultra Necrozma. You fight Ultra Necrozma. It's like once Duskmane and Dawnwings are basically absorbed, Necrozma basically changes form into Ultra Necrozma. And it is, it's another color. It's extremely strong. And it basically it's basically like the god of light. Like, you see the various, like, solid pieces of Necrozma now golden. And, like, it's not all joined together. It's, like, all separated. It's, like, you still see, like, now you see the actual dragon head of Necrozma. And, yeah, like, the rest of the body is composed like this hard, light body of a dragon. And yeah, you obviously, you fight and defeat Necrozma, and you capture it, and now you can use Ultra Necrozma. And it has its own V move. And Ultra Necrozma's Z move is absurd. Its unique name, so each of the names have, each of the moves have, like, for the specific Pokemon have a unique name. Ultra Necrozma is called the light that burns the sky. And it charges up basically like a spirit bomb and then chucks it at the opponent Pokemon. And it's like, yeah, it's a great game. So the thing with like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, they were the culmination of the 3DS era. The Pokemon Company, Nintendo Game Freak, they poured everything into Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. It's like there is so much content to have and do. Like, you have Pokepelago, Archipelago, Basically, you know, you can get items, fossils, all that. Sun and Moon don't have fossils because it's Hawaii. Because why would fossils be there? Also, you can just train up your Pokemon as well. It takes time, but yeah. It's how I got like my whole Pokedex, my whole like PC was just filled with level 100 Pokemon. Easy to do. In terms of post game, there isn't any post game besides like the battle tree. You do learn that the owner of Pokepelega is Mon, the husband of Lusamine, which Lusamine was trying to find because Mon was a researcher who was trying to research Ultra Space and then got lost. And you learn that he is what you called a faller. A faller is basically a person who has gotten lost through Ultra Space and lost their memories. And we learned this because there are two people in Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon as well. Because there is a character who is also a faller, but has joined the international police with Looker. Annabelle, the frontier brain from Gen 3. You learn that she fell into an ultra wormhole and lost her memories and came back. No idea who she is, what she does. But she's joined up with the international police and started researching these ultra wormholes. Oh yes, the post game. You get to go to Ultra Space. You get to go to Ultra Space and go through different the alternate dimensions where the specific Ultra Beasts are. One of them, for Guzzlord, the Dark Dragon, just it eats immensely. Like giant mouth, tiny head, giant claws, which are basically mouth as well, and it eats. I'm pretty sure the inside of it is a black hole that consumes everything. But basically, the alternate dimension that Guzzlord is in is the alternate version of Alola. And you just see it at the end. Basically, it's the worlds aren't that big. It's basically just you just go forward, and then at the end you encounter the Ultra Beast. And for Guzzlord, you just see him. He's just eating through one of the starting cities. And in the background, you can hear very softly. It's like this distorted version of the OST of that city. It's very cool. It wasn't creepy, Lavender Town. It wasn't creepy, but it was distorted. You could still hear the tune of the city. But yeah. It's cool. Because you get to go to Ultra Space, you ride Lunala or Thorgaleo running through the wormhole. It was basically a minigame. You avoid various energies to get to whatever you want. You get to catch every single mainline legendary that there is. No mythicals. Yeah. They jam-packed it with everything. So in terms of the story I enjoyed more, I love getting into the legendary Pokemon and into story more. So I would put Ultra Sun and Moon. Would I put it above Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? It's above Sun and Moon. Both are great. Both are immensely great. Ultra Sun and Moon and Sun and Moon are so similar. If I had to recommend you one, get Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It's just better. They've included a lot more. It's a fuller game in terms of getting the story of Necrozma. Obviously, if you want more of the family story with Lily and Lusamine and Gladion, get Sun and Moon, because that's much more definitive end of that story. Where in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you don't really get that. They're literally just at the end. Lusamine is tossed to the side because Necrozma comes out of the Ultra Wormhole. So, do I put it above Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? I think they're very similar. Like, they could honestly change places. Like, they honestly could. But currently, my top two, are basically island regions. Something about island regions does it for me. So if they do another island region, hey, great, amazing. But I think these two, it's hard to say. There's more content in Ultra Sun and Moon, so I'll put that above Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But the difference between them, very close, very close. Now that is, I think, 2016 of Sun Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. And now we get into Diamond Pearl, Platinum, Black and White, and Black and White 2. And this I played basically in my last year of high school. I say all four. Technically, it is all four. So, during the last year of high school, my friend lent me his DS, so I could play Pokemon Diamond, and Pokemon Platinum, which I did, and I experienced the game, for myself, obviously. And then I played Pokemon Black or White, and then Black 2 and White 2, whichever, I don't remember which version I specifically played. I know it's basically, if I played Pokemon Black, I played Pokemon White 2. If I played Pokemon White, I played Pokemon Black 2. It was different. I basically just switched the colors. And that I played on my friend's emulator on his phone. Basically during lunch and morning tea during school, I was just playing it. And I finished all four of these games. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, obviously, I played at home because he lent me his DS. So, let's begin with Diamond Pearl. Sinnoh. So, technically, I experienced Sinnoh back when I was in primary. My friend at the time had a DS and was playing Diamond Pearl, so I got to see a little bit of the gameplay back then. And then I finally got to play it in high school. Diamond Pearl. It is a step up in terms of graphics from Emerald. It's the next generation. It is Generation 4. And it gets into a lot more into like what you would call like the top tier of legendary Pokemon, like the essentially gods. Well, you get Arceus. You don't get Arceus, but the Arceus is mentioned. You get the Pokemon of space, the Pokemon of time, the Pokemon of like antimatter. No, it's not antimatter, it's like gravity or something. Distortion World is where Giratina is. Yeah, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are very similar in most of the game until you get to basically the end part. So the games themselves. Let's start with the starters. Piplup, Chimchar, and Turtwig. I believe in this instance, I did not pick Piplup. I did not pick a water type. This time I choose Chimchar. Because Infernape is the best starter design for this region. Like, I like Torterra. Like, it goes Infernape, then Torterra, and then Empoleon. I'm sorry. For those penguin enjoyers, Piplup is adorable, Primplup is... Empoleon is cool, but I like my Sun Wukong Infernape. It looks dope. It's a fire monkey. Its head is on fire, flaming. And it looks cool. It's fire fighting type. The Pokemon in Blasphemy. I'm sorry, but it's true. um, the other Pokemon in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. So the regional bird, Staraptor, Starly, Staravia, Staraptor, amazing design. Put it on my team instantly. I would say it's probably the best. Ooh, it's one of the top designs. I won't say best because we'll get to Sword and Shield, and they're the contender for best regional bird. But anyway, Staraptor, phenomenal Pokemon. It just looks cool. I like my cool Pokemon. I don't use cute Pokemon. I appreciate them, but I don't use them. They're cute. They don't deserve to be hurt in battle. Send out the cool ones who can take a hit and fight back. Yeah. What else was there? So wait. So for Thinner, similar to Johto, not a lot of fire types, which I think is why I chose Infernape. Because going into it, I knew there wasn't a lot of fire types, so I went for Infernape. But in this region, you got a lot of like evolutions for Pokemon, like a third stage evolution for Pokemon. So you got Weavile, which I got. You got Mamoswine, Nub. That's where Nub. That's Mamoswine's. Ice Q is pretty cute. Pretty cool. Yes, Ice Q is another penguin Pokemon that's coming up. In Sword and Shield. You got Electivire, you got Magmortar, you got Rhyperior, you get Togekiss, Tog, which I forgot to evolve at the end of the game. We beat Red, and then I forgot to evolve Tog. I was meant to do it, but then I forgot because we beat Red. What else is there? Roserade as well. Yeah, a lot of like, basically Magnezone as well. Glade, a lot of like third stage evolution Pokemon, which they included, which are really cool. It's like, up until like Gen 4, at that point, they haven't given any Pokemon, like older Pokemon, like newer evolutions. Like they've given baby Pokemon like a pre-evolution to like, Pichu, Igglybuff, Cleffa. But yeah, they've given a evolution to older Pokemon and made them better, which are immensely cool. So obviously, Mamoswine, Weavile, Magnezone. I'm trying to remember what I used. I know I had Infernape. I had Staraptor. Did I use one of the fossils? Oh, so we haven't talked about the fossils. Well, we actually know we have talked about the fossils. We just haven't talked about them in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon because they didn't have any. Yeah. So Gen 4. Yes, Gen 4. So we get Cranidos and Shieldon. I forgot what the specific dinosaurs they're based off. But they evolve into Rampardos and Bastiodon. They're basically, a battering ram Pokemon and a wall Pokemon, essentially. Very fitting. Basically a unmovable object and an unstoppable force. Immovable object and an unstoppable force. What happens? That's what the fossil Pokemon are. I think I chose. I don't think I used the fossil Pokemon. Yeah. In terms of design, they're all right. They're all right. Not my favorite fossil Pokemon. But they're all right. As for the pseudo legendary, Garchomp. You can't go wrong with Garchomp. You literally can't. ground dragon type. The ace of Cynthia, which we'll get to. You've lost your phone charger. Well, you better. How much is your phone charged? Because if it's low, you better go find it. Yes, Garchomp is the GOAT. It's at 21%. Yeah, you better go find it. I don't know how fast your phone loses its charge, but if it loses it fast, well, you better get finding it. Yeah, Garchomp I added to my team. Obviously, it's an amazing Pokemon to use. Cool design. It's a land shark. It's a land shark Pokemon. Who did I use for? Did I have a grass type on my team? I think I used Roserade. Yeah. I think I used, what was it? Infernape, Staraptor, Weavile, Roserade, Garchomp. Who was my six? I don't remember my sixth member. Well, that's unfortunate. I want to say it was Rotom. Damn it, I muted myself. I accidentally tapped it. What was the last thing you heard me say? Yeah, the song's still there. No, I muted myself actually. I was moving my hand that accidentally touched my mic. So where was I? You don't know? Alright. That's fine. I was talking about Rotom and different forms it had. Basically it's a possession Pokemon. Silksong is coming out officially. You can relax, Morgan. You can relax. It's coming out. It's coming out, I think, what, tomorrow? Tonight? Soon? What if Silksong gets released and you download the game and you boot it up and it's just the Rickroll? What would you do? What would happen then? Would there be riots in the street? In like 5 hours. Oh my gosh. You're not staying up for that, right? You have work tomorrow. Unless you took leave. Anyway. Back to Sinnoh. Yeah, Rotom, very cool Pokemon. What other Pokemon was there? Yes, Barrel and Bidoof. Very versatile. Work? Yes, work. Some people have to work, unfortunately, really. It's a sad truth in life. Anyway, Barrel and Bidoof. Very versatile HM users. It can learn Rock Smash, it can learn Strength. It can use Surf, Waterfall. Which is all you really need. Obviously, it can't fly. It's a beaver. Also, when I was on the phone, I was asked if I have a secret girlfriend. I'm not your girlfriend? Well, I'm not your girlfriend. But do you have a secret girlfriend? Really? You want to share something with the class? No, you say. No. Spoken like someone who does have a girlfriend. All I was doing was watching me. Unfortunately, we're not in that type of relationship. So, back to Gen 4. What other Pokemon was there? I think that's most of the regular Pokemon. But we can go into the mythicals, which I haven't really gone into with the last ones. Actually, no, I did talk about the Gen 6 mythicals. Did I talk about Gen 7? Gen 7 did have mythical Pokemon. One of them was a weird one, because this one mythical Pokemon isn't native to any region at all. And it isn't still at this point in time. It is Meltan and Melmetal. This could only be caught in Pokemon Go. Yeah. It is basically liquid metal. And it had a hex nut for a head. It is Gen 7. It is the Gen 7 mythical, but it doesn't belong to any region. Like Zeraora and the Rude are technically included in, I think. No, not the Rude. Marshadow is included into Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. Were from the anime? No, they appeared in the anime. Like, oh my gosh. Ash's team in Sun and Moon is the strongest team he's ever had. He had an Ultra Beast, Naganadel, and he had Melmetal, a mythical Pokemon. He had Rowlet. He had obviously Pikachu. He had oh yes, Lycanroc. He didn't have any old Lycanroc. He had his own unique one. A Dusk Lycanroc, I think. Ash was mid-team in that one. Ash's team was not mid in that one. It was extremely strong. Although, if you haven't seen the fight between, like Ash becomes the Alolan champion, and at the end he does an exhibition match against Professor Kukui. At the end, I didn't talk about the other legendaries in Sun and Moon. The Tapus. Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Tapu Fini, and Tapu Bulu. They have their own special Z move as well. Tapu Koko, yes. Go watch the fight between Ash and Professor Kukui. It's a great fight. Yeah. The animation style obviously changed with Sun and Moon, but yeah. Anyway. The mythicals for Gen 4, Sinnoh. Not a game waste of time. I'm not telling you to watch the whole anime, I'm just talking watch that fight. But the mythicals for Gen 4. Darkrai Cresselia. Between, the new moon and the full moon, I believe, representing the dreams and nightmares Pokemon. Darkrai was a cool Pokemon, like a really cool Pokemon. There was Shaman, the gratitude Pokemon, the hedgehog, and it had a form change, which have basically turned into, I don't know what it turned into. Then you had Manaphy and Fion. Yeah, the mythical for Gen 4 were iconic for me mainly because of the movies that came out at the time. Because they did move like the Sinnoh mythical legendary movies were damn good. They were so good. Technically, Manaphy was during the era of the Hoenn anime, because it had May and the whole supporting cast of the Hoenn group, which was cool. I think it was what, the Prince of the Sea, something like that. And then there was, obviously you have the Darkrai Dialga Palkia movie, which was great, and freaking Darkrai was just going, we were going toe to toe with freaking Dialga and Palkia. There was the Giratina and Shaman movie, which was all right. And then you had the Arceus movie. Obviously, they're not associated with you know, they don't really affect the games, but they're nice bonus content. So with Gen 4 games itself, in terms of the music, I don't really remember much of it, in all honesty. Like X and Y, I remember more. Like when certain themes come on, it's like, oh, nostalgia. The nostalgia comes back. Like Thunder theme just goes hard. Sun and Moon's theme, all the cities, tropical theme, very relaxing. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the primal reversion scenes, great soundtracks. But yeah, for Gen 4, not as memorable, except for like Cynthia's, because you get the piano. I believe violin. I don't exactly remember. I know what it sounds like exactly. And when we get to Legends of Arceus, man, it comes back with a vengeance. But for the story of Gen 4, you know, like all, you do the gym challenge. And the team for this region is Team Galactic, who is run by Cyrus and his admins. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Yes, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn were the admins. And their goal was basically to reshape Sinnoh and the world in not his image, but basically he just wanted to destroy the world, I think. Yeah, he wanted to destroy the world, basically. Either destroy the world using time or space or Giratina distortion. One of the three. Yeah. Which culminated upon the character going up to Spear Pillar. You see Cyrus summoning Dialga and Palkia, and use the red chain to control it, and then you'd fight and defeat him, obviously, and then you get to catch whichever Palkia or Dialga you want. And then yeah, it goes into, so Gen 4 goes into a lot of the myth. Like the mythology of Pokemon. Because of, you're dealing with time, space, and Arceus. Hello, Yamcha. What is everyone's favorite time of the night? Late night questions with your host, Yamcha. I see, you're taking over again. Favorite time of the night? That's a good question. Honestly, I do like the late night, like past 12 o'clock, like the past midnight is actually, it's a nice vibe. Like before, I'm trying to remember what the name is. It's not Twilight. It's not the Twilight zone. Everyone is, what is it? Oh, that's not the question? I thought it was the question. I read it wrong. Whoop. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you get an answer of what my favorite time of the night is. Well, I asked you a question. In the meanwhile, I'm going to continue to talk about Gen 4. What else? But yeah. After you defeat the legendaries, you go fight the Elite Four. They're alright. You finally get your first bug Elite Four with Aaron. You get Lucian. You get not Agatha, but I forgot what her name is. She was the ground Elite Four. Then stream past 12. Nope. I want my. I like the very late nights, but I also like my sleep. So yeah. This is not so I can earn extra 10 points. Not at all. Of course. Unfortunately, that will not be happening. If anything, we'll be going up until 11. Anyway. So Elite Four was Bug, Ground, Psychic, Fire. Ah, yes, Flint, who didn't use a lot of fire types. Sinnoh suffered a lot of not a lot of fire types for some reason. I don't know why they don't include a lot of fire types. Who knows? One of my favorite Pokemon, Lucario, is in Gen 4. Yeah. Fighting Steel type. I think I did use Lucario. That was my fix. That was my 6th Pokemon. That's right. That's right. Yeah. And then obviously Cynthia, the champion, with her iconic theme. Yeah, one of the harder champions, to be honest. All right, Yamcha, what is your question of the night? If I were to introduce a mandatory class into high school, make a current class mandatory, which class would it be? Example, new class, building a PC yourself, current class, any language class. I don't know, you can get creative with the classes. So, nothing that exists, a class that doesn't exist currently, yeah? So, entirely new class that hasn't been done anywhere. What would be a good skill to learn that hasn't already been taught at school? What? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, really. That was an accident. Clearly. Let's see, a new class. What would be a good skill? A new class. Let's see. Like, oh, hey, Freeze Flame. Thanks for joining. Thanks for raiding. Oh my gosh. Thank you, guys. Thanks for... Oh my gosh. Thank you all for joining. Yeah, we're just going through my Pokemon tier list. Just talking about my experiences with all the games. Yeah. Currently, that's what's going on. Yamcha, one of my viewers, has also asked a question. If you introduce a mandatory class into high school, make a current class mandatory, which class would it be? Yeah. If you have any answers to that, go ahead and Put your answers in chat. You were totally there, really. Yes. It's totally wasn't that you were here already. Mandatory class. I think I'm trying to remember. What food tech. Food tech already a class that exists. I did food tech, ages ago, in like my first year of high school. I don't know, something to do with like. Good night, Freeze Flame. Hope your stream went well. Thank you for rating, much appreciated. Let's see. But mandatory. Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Mandatory food tech, yeah. It will teach people to at least cook, you know, whatever they cook in food tech. I feel like a mandatory class, like something on like taxes and money and all that, loans would be good. I don't know what they teach in like business class and stuff because I never took business. So I can't say, but I feel like that would be a good mandatory class for everyone to at least know. Learning what loans are and how they work and what to do, savings, all that, investments. Good thing to know. Anyway, back to Gen 4. That's basically Diamond Pearl. After beating Cynthia. One of the harder champions to fight. Yeah. I think you said the same thing? Yeah. It's a learning about, you know, money is a good thing to know. Most people don't, unfortunately. But I would put Gen 4. Ooh, probably top of A currently. Oh, maybe below X and Y. Okay, for Gen 4, so for Platinum, they did a lot of quality of life stuff where the path through all the towns and cities were very good. Gen 4 for you is easy S. Because first game of you with Diamond Pearl, I cannot remember. Yeah, I never played Diamond Pearl until later on, and yeah, the path that you would do in Diamond Pearl, I remember, was not that great. It would cause you to backpedal quite a bit. Like you'd be going into this town over here, and then you have to go all the way around to the and then to like the left of the region, because the path to top and left was blocked. Or you had to go down all the way down this route to get an item and go back the other way. Yeah. Platinum, I think, fixed that issue where it's like, okay, you just go through this town and then you can keep going. Basically, keep going forward rather than backpedaling a lot. For Platinum is a lot higher than Diamond Pearl. It's the third version. The third version is always higher than the original version. But for Platinum, in terms of the story, you get more of Giratina, which is cool. In this version, I'm trying to remember. I believe Cyrus still tries to control and capture Palkia and Dialga with the red chains. I think. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember that well. But Giratina appears. And it's like this. The animation is a lot better now. So it's like, it's a cutscene. It's like, you're on Spear Pillar, Cyrus is there trying to get control of Dialga and Palkia with the red chains, and Giratina appears, and it's like this inky mass appears, and like ink inky blots just spill over the floor. And then it just consumes. It's like an inky covered like black sludge form of Giratina, and you just see the red eyes looking at Cyrus, and it just lurches forward and just takes Cyrus to the distortion world. It's cool. It's very cool. And then, obviously, it's like you have to go to go into the distortion world itself, and it's cool because like everything is like all weird. It's like you could watch on the ceiling, on the side on the side of walls, and eventually you fight Giratina, and you learn that Giratina has two forms. It's like he has it's I believe what are the renegade form and the origin form. I believe the origin form is when it's sort of flying, and the renegade form is when it has its legs. Yeah, I think. Or maybe I switched the naming around. But what I'm calling the origin form, when it's flying, the flying serpent, centipede, it's a cool design. It's a ghost dragon type. Like all the creation trio, Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina, is Water Dragon Palkia, Steel Dragon Dialga, and Ghost Dragon Giratina, which haven't been done. Yes, haven't been done in terms of typing in Gen 4. If I don't put Platinum in S, I'll be holding a grudge. I think Platinum will get to the bottom of S, just under Emerald. Yeah, Altered and Origin. Yeah. Platinum will probably go like here. I like Emerald more. Platinum does a lot of quality of life stuff, which improves Diamond Pull, and yeah, I'll put it there. But yeah, it's cool. Obviously, when most of the world played Gen 4, they didn't get access to the Arceus event. Only Japan did, so I can't really speak on the Arceus event. It's cool. You play the Azure Fruit, Steps appears on Spear Pillar, and you go fight Arceus and capture him. Absolutely cool. But yeah. Well, yeah. The world wasn't as connected back then, so we can't really... Hard to distribute codes everywhere. Nowadays, it's a lot easier. Wi-Fi mystery gifts, a lot easier. Yeah. Platinum, bottom tier of S. That's where it is. Arceus. Sorry. Alright. Now we reach Black and White and Black and White 2. And which one? These ones I played on an emulator. Arceus. So Black and White and Black and White 2. Honestly, these games, the best stories for the Pokemon, like the mainline Pokemon games, honestly. Absolutely good. Because Black and White and Black and White 2, Black and White 2 is not like, your Emerald or your Platinum or your Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It is a direct sequel to Black and White. Like, you finish the story in Black and White, and it picks up, like, a few years later in Black and White 2, and you continue the story, and, like, things have changed. So, let's get into Black and White first. So I played this game on an emulator, on a phone, my friend's phone. He was busy playing handball while I was sitting down during lunch and just twiddling my thumb the way playing Black and White. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I chose Samurott, obviously. Samurott looks dope. So the starters were Oshawott, Snivy, and Tepig. And yeah, the Oshawott, Duwott, Samurott line just is the best out of the 3 starter Pokemon. Yeah, the Otter Pokemon. So, ooh, what else is there? Regional bird, Unpheasant, the pheasant Pokemon, it's not that great. Like, I think the female form very plain. The male form, I don't. The pink mask. Like, I get it. It's like male birds always tend to have, the more prettier designs. Like in real life. Like, take the peacock. When you think of the peacock with, like, the huge tail feather, that is a male peacock. The female peacocks are brown and don't have the giant tail feathers. Yeah, they're basically, the males, they're always who have these much more colorful and much more bigger plumage and feathers. It's usually, to impress the females. That's what they are for. As for Unfeathered, yeah, the male form does not it doesn't impress me at all. Yeah. So I don't think I used Unfeathered as my regional bird. I might have gone later and picked up either Bravery or Mandibuzz. I forgot which version I got. Yeah, it has the pink mask and the green feathers as well. It's like it's very yeah, it clashes. It clashes for me personally. But yeah, in this I haven't really talked about the rivals at all. Yeah, for Gen 3, obviously you had Wally. So typical, not your typical. Obviously, you had Blue and Silver as your antagonistic rival. It's like, oh, I'm better than you. What are you gonna do about it? Wally was a bit more on the other side of the spectrum, where he's very shy and timid, but he was your rival still, and throughout the game he got stronger. For X and Y, you got a group of rivals. I say rivals, friends. They weren't that strong. Because like Blue and Silver will pick the starter that is strong against you. Wally didn't have a starter; he had Ralts as his starter. But yeah, for X and Y, whatever starter you chose would be stronger against your rivals, which is like, same with Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. Your rival would choose the weaker one. Understandably, Pokemon games are made for kids, but even then, say what you will. Personally, I like to have a little bit of a challenge. For Black and White and Black and White 2, you have for Black and White, you have 2 rivals. You have Bianca and Charon. And so the 3 of you picked a starter. So you do have one who has the weaker starter, but you also have one who has the stronger starter against yours, which is great. And all 3 of you are doing the gym challenge. And throughout the course of the game, you do fight them and they get stronger, obviously. Yeah. What else was there? Let's see. Crap stats, crap move, crap design, crap existence doesn't need to exist. Very brutal. Very brutal. Let's see. Oh, the pseudo legendary is not Haxorus. I don't think Haxorus is a wait. Is Haxorus the pseudo legendary or Hydreigon the pseudo legendary? I feel like it might be Hydreigon. It's a dark dragon type. It has 3 heads. It's evolved from Dino to Zweilous to Hydreigon. 1, 2, and 3 in German, I believe. Haxorus is the pseudo legendary. Well, damn. It's all right. It's all right. I like Hydreigon better. Haxorus, Axew, Fracture, and Haxorus are just pure dragon type. Yeah. They have these like tusks or axes, which they attack with. It's all right. Axew is cute. Fracture looks cool. Haxorus, never mind. Hydreigon is okay, yeah. Hydreigon I do like, dark dragon type, and it basically has 3 heads. Well, no, it doesn't technically have 3 heads. It has 1 head, but the 2 arms that it has ends in with like these like 2 faces. But it also those 2 heads also attack when it attacks. So functionally 3 heads when it attacks. Anyway, I don't remember the team I had for Black and White 2, honestly. Because what they did with Black and White, basically, it was a reset. Should have been Haxorus in your opinion. Much. Really. Look at Haxorus and then look at Hydreigon. If the color could have been changed, what color would you preferred? What would you prefer in terms of the color scheming for the Pokemon, for Haxorus? Going back to it. Where was I? Yes, the big reset. Essentially, they created basically another. I don't think it was specifically 151, but it was basically the new 151 Pokemon for Unova. Because essentially, it was a lot of the Pokemon were callbacks to the 151. Like Sock and Throw were basically Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Roggenrola, Boulder, and Gigalith, basically the Geodude line. Just change the green to something nicer. I mean, the shiny looks great. It turns into black. It's a black shiny, so that black shiny is always good. Look cool. What was I saying before? Yes, the Kanto counterparts. Honestly, thing about it, besides those guys, not that much. A lot of it, oh wait, no. Brillant is the Tauros. Yeah. Audino was Chansey. Yeah. Make it even come all gold. Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe. But yeah. In terms of the Pokedex for Gen 5, so basically you could only catch the Unovan Pokemon during the game, and then you could catch all the other region Pokemon in the post game. Then that's when they would start appearing in the routes and stuff. Before that, you could not. You can only use only Unovan Pokemon that appeared in the game, which I was perfectly fine with, because that's what I prefer to do. Like whenever I go to play a new Pokemon game, If it's a new region, I will choose only the new Pokemon in that. Because I want to learn the new Pokemon. I want to see all the new Pokemon, learn about them, and see the designs and what they can do. Get their Pokédex entries. See what they're based off. Yeah. So I was perfectly fine when they did that for Gen 5. Let's see. Where was I? Let's jump to the evil team of the region. Team Plasma. So Team Plasma's goal, their supposed goal that they preach to the masses, was that owning Pokemon is bad. You should release them. Humans hurt Pokemon. Personally, I make teams that are mainly the main Pokemon. Wasn't the Dexit Gen 8? Yes, Dexit was in Gen 8, but what Gen 5 did was basically throughout the game, you could only catch Unova Pokemon, Gen 5 Pokemon, and then in the post-game, all the other region Pokemon would start appearing in the routes. That's what they did. Because back then, there was only 500 Pokemon. Close to 600. So it was that was perfectly fine. By Gen 8, there was 800. Anyway, back to Gen 5. They also, one of the things they wanted to do with Gen 5 is, they wanted to make good bug-type Pokemon, and man, did they do it well. Scolipede, Volcarona, Galvantula, amazing bug-type Pokemon. Extremely strong. Meta, even. The unfortunate thing about, the really good and really cool Pokemon, for Unova, they would level up so late. Volcarona, Braviary, Mandibuzz, Hydreigon, Haxorus. You would need to get them to level 60s. It's it took so long to level them up. You would have a Larvesta for the majority of the game. Heck, you could probably have a Larvesta for the whole game. Because getting a Volcarona just takes that long. You have a shiny Volcarona. Oh, nice. Very nice. For a while, you thought Volcarona was a mythical Pokemon. I mean, how you encounter Volcarona within this abandoned, this ancient temple, and Volcarona was just sitting there. So it looked like a mythical Pokemon. Understandably, I thought it was as well. It's fair enough. It's not meta though. No, it's not meta. Out of the 3 Pokemon I mentioned, I think Galvantula was meta during the time. Yeah. Oh, Esselgo and Escavalier. Yeah. Evolved from Shelmet and Carablast. Very cool Pokemon. The bug types in the region, amazing. Super strong. Super cool. What else there? Back to the story. That's right. Team Plasma. Release your Pokemon. You're doing harm to your Pokemon by battling with each other. So release them. You don't deserve them. So yeah, they were trying to get people to release their Pokemon. In reality, they were just basically trying to make it easier to, conquer Unova. So for Gen 5, each generation, they're based off a specific country. If you keep up with like, Masuda and like where he goes, like he will make a post like every so often, and you know what the next region is. Cause like, he went to Paris before X and Y came out. He went to like somewhere in Spain before Scarlet Violet came out. So it's like you can sort of track what's the next region gonna be. For Unova, it is based on New York, not America, but New York. Specifically, I think like how Unova is structured. It's basically Manhattan, like the island of New York, and then the New York state around it. Yeah, I think. It's been a while since I looked at Unova. But anyway, yeah. So Team Plasma's plan was basically to take over Unova. Getsus was the leader. Well, their true leader was this character called N. He has an actual name, but I don't remember. It's like Harmonia something. But N was this like very odd and special character. Like he had this bond with Pokemon where he could like hear their thoughts and like easily become their friends. Which is why Getsus wanted N to become the leader and, telling people to release their Pokemon. So that N could, influence them. N obviously didn't want to do this. Like you encounter N throughout the story for multiple times. And you learn like what he is, what he does. And like Getsus the true evil mastermind. And you learn the story of the region, Reshiram and Zekrom, truth and ideals. There was in the ancient days of Unova, there were two kings, two brothers. Each of them represented truth and ideals, and Zekrom and Reshiram sided between each other. Obviously, in the games, if you put Pokemon Black or Pokemon White, one of the two brothers won and became the king. And that's eventually what was happening. It's like, so N had one of the dragons, either Reshiram or Zekrom. Let's get into the Reshiram and Zekrom in terms of design. They're cool. They are cool. I do like. They are Electric Dragon and Fire Dragon. Zekrom is pure black. And then its tail is basically like this turbine which generates electricity. And then Reshiram. Zekrom is much more rigid, while Reshiram is a bit more like fluffy. It is. I would describe it as fluffy, not feathery, fluffy. And yeah, its tail is sort of like it's not like a turbine, but it's like a torch. It sort of burns with fire when it does moves. They're both cool. But yeah, back to the story. This is the region where the gym leaders actually do something in the end of the story, where they come and help fight Team Plasma. Because so the current champion of the region is Alder. He is he's not actually locked into a particular type, but most people associate him with Bug because he does have Volcarona. But yeah, he is beaten by N, and N is now the champion. And basically, like, Team Plasma is like, okay, N is now the champion. Let's start our big evil plan. Let's start invading Unova. The gym leaders obviously come in and help you to stop them. Like all of them, except for I think the what are the names? Silent Crest, and what is the fire type triplet? I don't remember the name. But yeah, majority of the gym leaders help you fight Team Plasma off. Basically, like they make a path for you so you can get to N. And basically Team Plasma have a castle, a castle, and they they have a huge base. And basically you storm the castle and fight them off. Like Team Plasma goes all in with the medieval theme. Like the Team Plasma grunts look like squires, not squires. Well, like they have like chainmail armor and stuff. Castle raid time, yeah, castle raid time. Yeah. So you battle through all the grunts as well as all the, what are the guys called? The priests, not the priests. There's like a whole group of them. And then in the post game, you go find all of them and arrest them. But basically, you get to N finally at the end. No, I think you fight Ghetsis first. Ghetsis tries to stall time for an N, so he can summon Reshiram and Zekrom. And you defeat Ghetsis, obviously. And then eventually you battle N. And it's like, I forget where, somewhere in the story itself, you do pick up either the black stone or the white stone. And it's like, you're not sure what this is. You, the player, obviously know it's like, oh, this must have something to do with either legendary. And then during the final fight, it's like, the stone in your backpack starts glowing and shining, comes out of your backpack, starts spinning, and you get this cutscene where Zekrom and Reshiram start to materialize and appear, and they help you fight against N. And eventually you defeat them. You stop Team Plasma from taking over Unova. And that's basically the end of Black and White. You stop Team Plasma from taking over Unova. Then you go... You don't even get... No, I'm trying to remember. I think you fight the Elite Four before you fight N. Or the after. I don't remember. It's been a while. Because Black and White and Black and White 2, they were made for a older audience. Because like from Gen 1 all the way to Gen 5, it's like, how many years has that been? Like, the developers at the time understood that the audience was growing up, so they created a story that was growing up with them. So with Black and White 2, it was the more mature. It was still, very much a kid's game, but it's like older kids. Yeah. But for Black and White, it is... I would put it... Oh, where would I put it? I would say it's an S. It's an S for me. Black and White. That's how good the games are. I would say I put it over Sun. Pokemon Sun. Yeah. Sun and Moon. Now for Black 2 and White 2, they are a direct sequel. Every generation they try to throw a curveball for the games. It's like, oh, is it going to be one What are they going to be next? It's like Pokemon red, green, blue, and yellow. So okay, all colors. Pokemon gold, silver, and crystal. Okay, they're all like precious metals. It's like, oh, sapphire, and emerald. Oh, okay, they continue with the precious metals. Next one, diamond, pearl, and platinum. Oh, they're just going with the precious metals theme. And then we get to black and white and the reset. It's like, oh, we're going back to colors. We're going back to the basics. To the basic of basics, so it's just black and white. It's like, oh, okay, next game is probably going to be Pokemon Gray. Because they've done that for the past generations. It's like, oh, with Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green, deal with yellow. Gold and Silver deal with crystal. Deal with emerald and then platinum. It's like, okay, there's going to be a Pokemon Gray. Joke's on you, it is Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. It is a sequel. It is not a revamp of the story with the third legendary incident. No, it is a entirely new story. It picks up a few years later. And the evil team is Team Plasma. They are Team Neoplasma. New Plasma. And they are still working for Getsus. Getsus has come back with a new plan. He has this new ship. He is going to use the third legendary who's been hidden all along in this. In Black and White, it was just sitting in a cave. The third legendary always sits in a cave or a tower, secluded from the main story. But now, the third legendary is now part of the story. Basically, Getsus has gotten Kyurem. He has this ship. And he's made this cannon. Using the power of Kyurem, he's going to freeze Unova over it. If I can't rule over it, I'm going to destroy it. He's made a freeze gun. And this is where we get introduced Chorus. And Chorus also shows up in Thunder Moon, which is cool. So, obviously you start off with not your, since it's because it's been a few years later. It is not the original trainers that you're playing. You're playing new trainers. Their canon names are Hilda and Hilbert. Chorus should have a larger role in Sun and Moon. I think it's fine. He didn't do too much in Sun and Moon, in Ultra Sun and Moon. He was there to just give you an item. It was just a cameo appearance. Yeah. But yeah. In Black and White 2, Chorus is basically working for Getsus, helps him make the cannon using Kyurem's power. Oh yeah, at the end of Black and White 2, after you defeat N flies away with whichever Pokemon he has, Zekrom, Reshiram, and flies away. Oh, I forgot to talk about the music. One of my favorite musics from Black and White is that ending. I want to say the ending credit song, or it might be that scene where the scene where N is flying away. It's called Unwavering Emotion, I think. Let me check. Oh, Unwavering Heart. It's in the playlist that plays. Unwavering Heart, yeah. It's a great OST. But yeah. N has flown away and disappeared after Black and White. So in Black and White 2, Getsus has come back with Neoplasma, has Kyurem, and trying to freeze the city. Unova over. You, as the trainer, are obviously, doing a gym challenge, going through all the gyms and stuff. You do learn that the previous game's rivals, Charon and Bianca, have grown up, and now they have new roles. Bianca is now working for the professor, and in the game, she is giving you guys, the characters, the starter Pokemon now. While Charon has now become the Earth gym leader now. Normal type, I believe. Yeah. Charon has become a gym leader, which is cool. It's like, hey, they've grown older. They've gone down their path in which they want to do. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, there were 2 new gym leaders. One of them was Roxanne and the water gym leader that I do not remember. But yeah. I don't have too much on the gym leaders, to be honest. They were cool. For the most part. Yeah. The Gen 5 was the culmination of the pixel art era. Basically, it was constantly moving animation during the fight. Like, Pokemon would just, just bounce back and forth. Like idle animation. And then attack animation. It was cool. But yeah, in Black and White 2, you do stop. Obviously, it's hard to not notice Getsus in a flying ship trying to freeze the cities. Opelusa City gets frozen over. Obviously, you do stop Getsus, and Getsus runs away back to where Kyurem's cave is. And eventually, you chase after him. And once you get to the cave, it's like you've basically fallen for his trap. Idle animation? Tasty food idle animation? I don't know. But yeah, Getsus has laid a trap for you. He's like he wanted you to chase after him. It's like he got stopped by one 10-year-old. 10-year-old. You look at the art from like Gen 1 to Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 6 as well. The trainer characters, in terms of art and design, seems to have gotten older over time. X and Y was supposed to be a lot closer to Black and White in terms of like the maturer story, but it was obviously scrapped, and that's why X and Y was a lot more simpler in terms of the story. But yeah, Getsus uses the Kyurem and basically tries to kill us by freezing us to death. But then N comes back. But this was his true goal. This was Getsus' true goal. Because what Colruyth was also making, besides the cannon, was the DNA splicer. With N coming back, he brought back either Reshiram or Zekrom. And then, with the DNA splicing, Kyurem, they made the 2 legendaries fuse together. Because in the mythology of Unova, I forgot to mention one thing. Yes, there were 2 kings, 2 brothers back in the day. But not evil, very nice character. Yes. I mean, he's a pretty chill character. Like, you do fight him, it's like, oh, you defeated me. Well, here's what we're doing. Yeah. With Chorus. No, with Getsus and DNA splicers. the old story of mythology of So there is the original dragon. We don't know the name of the original dragon. We don't even know what it looks like. Some games have tried to manifest what it could look like. There's a lot of fan designs out there. But basically, the two brothers got an argument between each other, representing truth and ideals, and because of that, the original dragon split into two, Zekrom and Reshiram. However, there was a third, the leftovers of the original dragon, Kyurem. As a result, because they Chorus made the DNA splice and gave it to Gestus, he's able to partially fuse either Reshiram or Zekrom back with Kyurem, creating black Kyurem or white Kyurem, which are cool, very cool. I would love to see one day the original dragon, if they ever do it. Maybe in a Pokemon Legends title, who knows? We'll see. But yeah. But yeah. Obviously, you fight Getsus, and he has the the stronger black-white Kyurem. And yeah, you defeat him. I was trying to think of the word. After that, yeah, you go fight the Elite Four, which is still the same. But now the champion is not Alder. Alder has effectively retired, I think, at this point. And the new gym leader is now Iris. In Black and White, Iris was one of the gym leaders you could fight at the 8th gym. In the gym challenge, the Dragon type gym leader. The one you fight Drayden, and the other one you fight Iris. Now in Black and White 2, Iris has now become the champion. Alder got older. Yeah, Alder got older. He's still alive. He's in the game. You can fight him, I think. He's with his grandson, Benga. Yeah. But yeah, it's nice seeing, the region progress through time and seeing what changes there are. Like, who's retired now, who stepped up. It was cool. It was good. Because of that, with Black and White 2, it's an S for me. And personally, it's the top of the S for me. I mean, you just look at the games right now. You look at the games how it is. It's Black and White 2, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. And then the next 3 is Black and White, Sun and Moon, and Emerald. It is just, the top 3 of S is just better than the originals. It's just how it goes. That's how it is for me. As for the mythicals of for Gen 5, which was Meloetta, Keldeo, and Genesect, they were good because they had an actual story associated with each of them. Genesect's story was much more involved with like Team Plasma. Team Plasma were trying to create a sort of genetically modified, technologically modified Pokemon, which resulted in Genesect. It's a bug steel Pokemon with a freaking cannon on its back. Meloetta, very simple story, but it's basically what is it? Basically, you find it in a bar with music. And it's like you're trying to this musician is trying to find this melody. He's forgotten, trying to remember a melody, and eventually you get to eventually summon Meloetta. You remember the melody, and then Meloetta appears, and it has 2 forms. One is normal, one is fighting. As for Keldeo, It's much more involved with the Swords of Justice. Virizion, Cobalion, and Terrakion is basically the three musketeers. I was gonna say musketeers. Musketeers. Yeah, the three musketeers. And probably in the three musketeers, there was also a sort of squire with them, which is what Keldeo is. Yeah, and that was cool. All right, we have 5 games left and 30 minutes. All right, so we'll go pretty quick with these ones. Actually, no, we'll go pretty quick with let's get Diamond, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl out of the way. I don't know why I played this game. It's basically just black and it's just Diamond Pearl, but with okay-ish 3D. It was a faithful remake. It was a basically 1-to-1 remake. I can't fault for them for that. Me as a person, I tend to rank things higher. Should have been closer to Platinum? Yes. They should have went with the route with Platinum, but they sticked entirely closer to with Diamond Pearl. As a result, the routes, you did a lot of backpedaling. It was basically the same game. As a result, I'm putting in a C. Yeah. It was a cash grab. A lot of people did not like it. I didn't really like it. Too faithful. Yes, too faithful. It's like people were asking for a good remake for Diamond Pearl. Because Diamond Pearl, people loved it. People loved it. I liked it. But yeah. People were hoping for more of a Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire remake for Diamond Pearl. I think I would have liked that better as well. Yeah. For me, I'm putting in C. If I had to spread this out more, yeah, stuff would probably get pushed down. All right. Let's do HeartGold and SoulSilver as well. It was also because I played it recently. Me playing it. It was alright. F with hyperbole, yeah. Rarely, like, whenever I do tier lists, it's like, you got S, A, B, C, D, E, and F. It's like, whenever I do it, I tend to don't go below, like, D, E, and F. Like, if it does, I, like, really hated it. And I don't really hate, like, all the games I've played. I don't really hate it. Like, C, like, Brilliant BDSP was all right. Could they've done better? Absolutely. But there's, yeah. As for HeartGold and SoulSilver, I gave my thoughts already at the end of last stream. I liked it. There wasn't too much story. I liked the visuals. The music was alright. A lot of Kanto Pokemon in Johto. Not a lot of Johto Pokemon anywhere. Why did they do that? I don't know. So yeah. I would say I would put it above Red and Blue. Yeah. I like the design of Johto with the, the remake. I don't know if I'll play Gold and Silver and Crystal. It was alright. I liked it. So let's get with these 3 games. The latest games that are out. That have been out for the past few years. So, Sword and Shield, the first Nintendo Switch game. And this is where Dexit happened. Their Pokedex got cut in half. Only 400 Pokemon can come into the board of the Gala. There. Sword and Shield. The starters were Sobble, Grookey, and frick, what is the name of the Scorbunny? Which basically represents the three sort of big stuff of what Britain is kind of known for. I say kind of known for because the Sobble evolution line is a bit iffy. So Scorbunny, soccer, football, big, very big in Britain. Music. Yeah, Grookey into Rillaboom, lots of drums, music, very big as well. Inteleon, spy movies, which I mean, okay, 007. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's pretty well known all across the world, so I'll give them that. I chose Inteleon, obviously. Water type. Starter. Music. Actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. The James Bond water. Yes, it is. The gym battle theme. My gosh, the gym battle theme goes so hard. It is a absolute rave. I don't know if you've seen the little GIF or video of like the person is like in bed trying to sleep, and then like in the background in the window you see like the gym stadium, and you just hear like the gym battle theme just pumping in the background. It's a great theme. Because I know they brought in Toby Fox, the guy who created Undertale and Deltarune. I think he did the Battle Tower theme. I think. I don't remember. He did a theme in Sword and Shield. I don't remember where it was. But yeah, the music, great. Like the gym battle theme, amazing. Now the gimmick for the region, Dynamax and Gigantamax. They did. Yeah, they brought in Toby Fox for I forgot which area. I want to say it was the Battle Tower. Yeah. Like nobody expected it. Like nobody expected Toby Fox to be brought in. Because he did another theme in Scarlet Violet as well. But yeah. So the gimmick, Dynamax and Gigantamax. I mean, they wanted to make like, so with the gym battles, they wanted to make it like as like big and like you know how like so like in football games in Britain, they are very loud. They're very like very supportive of their teams. Lots of energy. And that's what they want to do with the gym battle. So with Dynamax and Gigantamax, it's like they make these huge. They go huge. The Pokemon go huge. And I mean it's cool, but it's like this is the third game where the gimmick has changed. Because we went from Mega Evolution to Z Move to Dynamax Gigantamax. And at least for Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, you could still have Mega Evolution, I think. I'm gonna drink some more water. But yeah, with Gen 8, Sword and Shield, when it came out, yeah, so the old gimmicks were not available. Mega Evolution, V-moves, weren't available. There's only Dynamax and Gigantamax. And Gigantamax was sort of Mega Evolution. The Pokemon growth big, but they also have a unique form. And most of them were given to, a lot of Kanto Pokemon have been, given a lot of special treatment over the generations. Whether they're included as a starter, or they're in the game, or they have a special Mega Evolution, V-move, Gigantamax now. It's cool. It was a gimmick. It was very hype to see having like these giant Pokemon, just like, like giant kaiju battles. So it was cool. It was cool for that generation. So it didn't go past that generation. Because once in Gen 9, it was terrestrialization. That was a new thing. Toby Fox in the Scarlet Violet DLC. Okay. Very nice, but the Charizard glazing was stupid. Yeah, Charizard. I mean, it is a popular Pokemon for a reason. So I suppose they had to give it some special treatment. I mean, Pikachu also got a special treatment. They got Gigantamax. Charizard got two Mega Evolutions, X and Y. I don't know if they'll get a V Mega Charizard V. Is that going to happen as well? But there's also Gigantamax Charizard as well. But whatever. What else were there? Gimmick. Yeah, I've been talking about all about the gimmick. Let's see. The story. So, beginning of the story, you have your friend Hop, who's, your friendly rival. So akin to the X and Y rivals. Where he's friendly, you'd pick a starter, he'll pick the weaker one. You do have two other rivals, which you meet later in the game. Marnie and Bede. Which we'll get to that later. But in the beginning of the story, you go, Hop's Wooloo gets lost in the woods, local woods, and you go help him save him. You encounter the ghost of a Pokemon, a spectral Pokemon. You don't know what it is. It's Zacian or Zamazenta. And it's like, oh, what did you see in the woods? It's like, I don't know, some sort of wolf Pokemon. Who knows what it was? And then you go off on your journey, you do the gym battles. Strangely enough, there was two gyms in Sword and Shield where you could face two different types of gym leaders depending on your version. You could either fight a fighting gym leader or a ghost gym leader, or a rock gym leader or ice gym leader. I don't know why, but it was cool. It was neat to know. Hop. Oh, to the Gen 8. I started thinking about How and Lily and Galar. No, that was Gen 7. Yeah, that's Alola. We are now in Galar, Gen 8. The younger brother of Leon, the champion of, the undefeated champion of Galar. I don't like how they made Leon the, ultimate champion in Pokemon Journeys, where he was like, the single best champion in all the regions. In all honesty, it should have been Cynthia. Cynthia was always strongest. Yeah, Leon was not that strong in the game. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to there. So you go on your journey, you fight the gyms. The evil team, Team Yell. Leon, the ultimate Charizard Glazer. Indeed. Hop was cool. His Wooloo is an icon AD. Okay, let's talk about Wooloo for a little bit. Wooloo is a sheep Pokemon. It is shaped like a soccer ball. It has patterns like a soccer ball. It is very cute. It rolls around. That is all. Adorable. Back to the story. The evil team, Team Yell, not really an evil team. They are basically a fan club for Marnie. Not by Marnie's choice. It's because of his brother. Marnie's brother, I forgot his name, basically told his... It doesn't have patterns? No, okay, no. Wooloo doesn't have patterns. Its evolution does. Dubwool has the patterns, like a soccer ball. Wooloo is just a adorable sheep. Round sheep that rolls around. And the shiny form of the black sheep, which just rolls around. Very adorable. It's full white, the shiny is full black. Yeah. The evolution has the soccer ball sort of pattern. Well, not full soccer ball, but yeah. The gym challenges in Gen 8. So good. I'm trying to remember the gym challenges. I mean, I enjoyed it. So with Gen 8, this was the sort of transition period where there was the wild area, which was included, as well as regular routes. So the wild area was this open, wide area where you could go all around it, different environments, you could find different Pokemon. But there was also the regular routes, like, the regular routes you see in the past generations. But yeah, this was sort of the final game where there was routes and the sort of, open 3D area, sort of sandbox. Not sandbox, but, and you would see, wild Pokemon popping up anywhere. This is where you would find this is the first game where you would see wild Pokemon, appearing out of the grass in the overworld. You don't need to go into the grass itself and encounter a Pokemon. You could see them in the overworld, which was cool. It made shiny battles, getting shinies a lot easier because you could just see them. I think. I'm not too sure. The pop with Ruler then double is just forgettable ammo. Yeah. The little raid battles in the wild area or whatever. The dens, yeah. The Dynamax dens, yes. Yeah. Yeah, this was also the transition period where they're trying to include more stuff from Pokemon Go, because they're trying to get more people from transitioning from Pokemon Go into the mainline games. That's what Let's Go Pikachu Eevee were. Because the Dynamax dens were essentially just the gym battles that you would do in Pokemon Go. That's literally what they were. They were all right. But anyway, yeah, this was the sort of transition-y period, for where you would have routes and sort of this open world Pokemon. But back to the story. You also have regional variants in the game, of course. They brought it back, which was great. Meowth. I forgot to mention Meowth in Sun and Moon. But there's also another one in Gen 8, and it becomes a Viking Pokemon. Shinies don't show up in the overworld. Okay, yeah. I think that was in Scarlet Violet then, where they showed up in the overworld. That's alright. Yeah. What? What was it saying? I'm trying to remember. A Viking? Yes, yes. So Galarian Meowth is a little scraggy looking. And then it evolves into a regional evolution. It's not Galarian Persian. It evolves into Berserker. It's a Berserker Viking Meowth evolution. It has a full-on beard. It is a Steel type Pokemon. I believe Steel Dark, maybe. And it's cool. It's cool. I wish they included another Meowth regional variant in Scarlet Violet just to continue on the trend, but they stopped. Oh well. There was one for Yamask and Coffagrius, except it didn't transform into Coffagrius because there's no coffins in Galar. Unova has coffins for some reason. No, so Galarian Yamask turns into Runerigus, and Runerigus was when they started doing weird evolution methods for Pokemon, where it's just so absurd. It's like, how did people find this out? So for Galarian Yamask to Runerigus, so you need to get Yamask to a certain level, and then it has to be like 3/4 of a health down, and you have to go under a archway in the wild area, and then it would evolve. I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, they do it more in Scarlet and Violet as well. It's a weird thing they're doing. I don't really like it. I would like my standard evolution method, either by level up, by evolution stone, by mossy stone or icy stone, or by friendship, or by day night cycle. Yeah, either one. Those will be all good. Let's not do the spin around 3 times and then stop to evolutions. Yeah, trade as well. Yeah. Yes, I forgot trade. I'm sorry. The OG trading evolution method. I don't do trade evolutions that much though. But yeah. What else? What regional variants were there? I don't remember. The two that came to mind were Coffee Runerigus, and Berserker. The ass with the Haunter. The ass with the Haunter. Ah, yes. There was a trade evolution where you would be traded a Haunter thinking you would get a Gengar, but it wouldn't evolve because they were holding an Everstone. That bastard of an NPC. Yes, I remember now. She had a name? I don't remember it. Yeah. Oh, Malamar was cool. So, to evolve NK to Malamar, you just hold your 3DS upside down, and it would evolve. That's just cool. Alright, going back to Gen 8. Continuing with the story. Throughout the story, you learn that that there was this ancient battle. There was this event called the Darkest Day, and these heroes, the Hero King fought it off this Pokemon called Eternatus and stopped it. And eventually you learn it's like, no, the kings were actually helped by these legendary Pokemon called Zacian and Zamazenta. the Shield and Sword Pokemon that helped you. Yeah, that was so you learn of those like sort of midway through the game, and then at the end you learn like, you know, Team Yell, then the evil team. They were just a fan club that his brother started to support Marnie. It's sweet. But it was like, oh, who's the evil team? At this point, there wasn't any indication of an evil team, unlike in Sun and Moon, where it's like, oh, it's the Ether Foundation. At this point, we don't really know. Eventually, you get to there's no Elite Four. It has taken the style of the Pokemon anime, where it is a tournament style now, where you fight the past gym leaders and your rivals to become, so you can get the chance to fight the champion. Spooky Wolf Pokemon, yes. There was none until you get to the boss battle. Tournament, ooh, yes. Tournament battle. Fight an OP first gym leader. Yes, so you fight the gym leader of the game, and they have an actual team now. They have fully evolved Pokemon with actual levels and stuff, compared to, you know, when you fight them during the game. You have to fight your rivals as well. You fight, Bede has become the new fairy type gym leader. The old fairy type gym leader basically like was interested in Bede and basically like forced him. He got forced character development and became the fairy type gym leader. His eyes changed. That's how much fairy types he got into. Marnie, obviously, yeah, she became a lot more stronger. Yeah, you know what scene I'm talking about with Bede and the old fairy type gym leader, where it's like you're in a competition with Bede, and then suddenly up from behind you see like the old gym leader just come out from behind them. Like, okay, little one, you see pink hair. Yes, exactly. Oh, Galarian Rapidash. That's right. Galarian. It's basically pony, pure fairy type. That's right. Let's see. What else was there? I'm trying to remember. Yes. Before you fight Leon, the champion, it's like you defeat all the other opponents during the tournament. It's like you finally win. You get the chance to fight Leon. But before that, you get a little mini cutscene. It's in the beginning of the game, you get introduced to President Rose, who is, you know, the Chairman Rose, who's in charge of all the region, basically, and all the gym leaders and champion. And so you get the little cutscene of like Chairman Rose and Leon, who's talking about it. It's like, hey, there's an energy crisis. It's like, we need to do something. We can use the Dynamax energy there. It's like in 400 years, we're going to run out of energy. It's like, we need to do something now. We can use the Dynamax energy to create infinite energy. And Leon's like, don't do this now. Chairman Rose, the guy who wants to go for a jog. I know what you're talking about. His disguise. But yeah. But yeah. I think the fight between Leon and the main character gets disrupted before it can start. Things go haywire. Chairman Rose decides, like, you know what? No, I'm going to solve the energy crisis now. I'm going to use the Dynamax energy that's been stored. And basically Eternatus returns. And the Darkest Day returns. And we have to go get the sword and shield relic back from the OG forest where Wooloo was lost. And then we get to that and to summon Zacian and Zamazenta to aid us in the fight. As we go get the relics, it's like when we come back, we see Leon facing against Eternatus. He has his Charizard out. It's like he throws the Pokeball. It's like, oh, he stopped it. Nope, joke's on you. Eternatus is way stronger than that. Eternatus has I think a base stat total of 1,000, which is higher than anything. Like, any single Pokemon does not have a base stat total of 1,000. The highest is like 600, 700 maybe. It's a Dynamax battle, obviously. But yeah, during the fight, it's like Eternatus breaks out. Leon and Charizard obviously cover the Hop and the main character so they don't get hurt. And now you and Hop have to fight Eternatus. And you see Gigantamax Eternatus, which is just like the swirling like mass, like a cloud. And then this giant hand. It's a speculation on it. I think it's an alien Pokemon like Deoxys, which is why it looks so weird. Because we don't think it's from an alternate dimension like an Ultra Beast, but he threw a normal Pokeball, a normal ass Pokeball, not even an Ultra Ball, and it just broke. Yes, but yeah. You fight Gigantamax Eternatus. During the battle, the relics begin to glow and rise up. And you hear the howls of wolves as Zamazenta and Zacian appear. And you see them in their crowned forms. And they help you during the fight. And you take down Eternatus. And you catch it, obviously. Obviously, you catch Zacian and Zamazenta as well. Actually, I think ever since X and Y, the main legendary catch rate is pretty high. You're pretty much guaranteed to get the mainline legendary. Compared to like before X and Y, all the main legendaries had a very low catch rate, where you have to like keep chucking Pokeball at it until you got it. But yeah, ever since then, very easy to get now. Yeah. But yeah, after that, you defeat Eternatus, capture the legendary Pokemon, you fight Leon, and have a champion time. He's not that strong. He's not that strong of a champion, in all honesty. You don't give someone the title of, like, you know, the undefeated champion, only for the main character to just steamroll him. Well, it wasn't a steamroll, obviously, but you know. He gets defeated and becomes the new champion. But this is also the games where Pokemon finally, there's DLCs. There are DLCs introduced in Pokemon. The Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor, where you get introduced to new legendaries. You get introduced to Urshifu and Calyrex, as well as the associated horses, Spectria and Glastrier, which were cool. In the Isle of Armors, you get there were new Galarian forms. Galarian Slowpoke with Galarian Slowbro and Slowking. Galarian Slowking, the Shelmet is now eating his head. The Galarian the Shelder for Galarian Slowbro is consuming his hand now. So Galarian Slowbro, which shoots. Yeah. Out of armor, you basically get what's the pre-evolution of Urshifu? Cubfu, that's right. I was gonna say Cubchoo, but that's in Gen 5. No, it's Cubfu. That's right. Steamroll, like when the Chansey rolled out my whole team in a mono type battle against a friend. Yeah. It could have been a harder fight. Should have been a harder fight. Speaking of harder fights, we'll get to Scarlet Violet in terms of the champion. But yeah. The DLCs, first we got Isle of Armor. You meet Mustard, who was the master of Leon, who trained him. And yeah, you basically get Cubfu, and then you try to train him up. And there's also like 2 gym leaders in training. One with a psychic type gym leader and one with a poison type gym leader, and they were trying to, get better. And they were trying to, become one of the official gym leaders. In the Isle of Crown Tundra. Oh yes, there was the Galarian birds. Zapdos, Articuno. Why? Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Galarian forms of them. Which were cool. They were similar to, like, the Cantonian versions, whereas, like, so, like, Galarian Zapdos didn't fly, but it was very fast, and it was so fast, it was fast like lightning. Moltres was now dark flying type, and it has, like, dark moves that would hurt almost like fire. And Articuno was a psychic type when it sort of floated, it didn't fly. And it was like, it would create this, it would do a psychic glare that would freeze you in place. Yeah. And that was cool. It's like, oh, a regional variants of legendary Pokemon. I didn't know that was possible. That was Isle of Armor. Crown Tundra. Oh wait, no. I'm trying to remember. Well, Regieleki and Regidrago. In the DLCs, or were they just base game? Because those were introduced. We finally got new Regis. Like, you got introduced to the Regis in Gen 3, and then you got Regigigas in Gen 4. It's like, oh, the master of them. Cool. Should have been Cynthia level. Children now, they don't know the pain. Yes. The big head guy, big brain. Yes, Calyrex. We'll get to him later. We'll get to him soon. Regieleki and Regidrago. 2 new Regi Pokemon. Which, like, we thought, like, there were so many fan designs before then. It's like, oh, what if there could be? And then they did it. It's like, there's now an electric one and a dragon one. And people were, like, speculating. It's like, okay, you had Regirock, Regi Ice, and Regi Steel, which is sort of like, oh, it's probably representing, the different ages of humanity, which, like, the Stone Age, the Ice Age, the Industrial Revolution with Regi Steel. And then it's like, the Electric Age, I don't know. And then Regidrago was, I don't know, the Dark Age. I was like, why not Regidark? I don't know. The Dragon Age. But yeah. Those were cool. The inclusion of those were cool. The medieval age? Yeah, probably the medieval age of Dragon Age. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Then there was the Crown Tundra. which was the south of Galar. And that is where you meet Peony, who used to be the I think he's the brother of Chairman Rose. And also the father of Penny in Scarlet Violet, I believe. But anyway, this is where, like, there was the Dynamax Adventures that was run by Peony, where you get legendary Pokemon. But in this area of the DLC, you would get Calyrex. It's like this ancient king of a Pokemon. It's like, oh, he used to rule Galar, but now he's been forgotten. And you're basically just helping it regain its power. It used to have a horse that would ride, a horse Pokemon called Glastria or Spectria that you would choose. Glastria and Spectria are like very simple Pokemon, in terms of designs. But yeah, in the end, you sort of help Calyrex sort of bond with the horse, and you get to fight it with its full power, and then you catch it. Yeah, which is cool. It's the first time like Pokemon has done like a DLC with like added story. Like it was hours of content compared to like the mystery gift content that you get with like a few minutes. Sometimes not even a few minutes. You just get the mythical Pokemon. So that was cool. It was nice. Yeah, Sword and Shield. I can't put everything in S. I really can't put anything in S. So if I were to shift everything down, like, it's 11. It's 11:11. Yes, it is 11:11. Gotta stop now. But there's 2 more games. I also don't have work tomorrow, so I can keep going. So where would I rank it? Because here's the thing. With the Pokemon games that keep coming out, they have been progressively getting better and better. Barring BDSP, obviously. So where would I put it? I think if I were to do this, I would shift BDSP there, shift these guys over here, shift these guys over here, and then I would probably shift I would move these 3 down to A. Felt too linear ever more than Gen 4. Yeah. I think if I were to move it, I'll move it down to there. And then... Ooh. I would say it is an A. Better than Emerald, not as good as Sun and Moon. Yeah. Alright, 2 more games. Platinum is not an S sacrilege. Well, I like Sinnoh. I like it. But yeah. I like the other games more. I do like the other games more. All right. The latest Gen 9. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This region is based off Spain and Portugal, technically. No sad/angry emote? I don't think I have a custom one for that. I'm pretty sure it's just the default one that exists. Is it not? I'm not sure. They're like a global angry emote. I don't know. Well, so yeah, Scarlet and Violet, based off Spain and Portugal, and how it's the map. It's like you could see that there is a connection to a land in the northeast. And if you look at the real world map, technically that would be France. And what is France in Pokemon? Is Kalos. Perhaps there wasn't any connection. We couldn't go there. It was you couldn't go there. Anyway, Scarlet and Violet is the first open world game for Pokemon. Like fully open world. The downside is to it is a lot of it is very flat in terms of environments. Like in the distance, trees wouldn't load until you got closer to it, within a certain range, obviously. Textures weren't that good at all. And yeah, on the Switch, it was pretty glitchy. However, I heard that in the Switch 2, that's pretty much resolved. Regardless, I'm not basing my ranking off performance. I'm mostly ranking off the story and the Pokemon and the characters and all that, and the music. So, yeah. In the Switch 2, I thought, like, I forgot who... 200 feet at half FPS. Story with peaks of peaks. Oh yeah, the story's great. We'll get to that. So yeah, Scarlet and Violet. So the mainline legendaries for this is Koraidon and Miraidon. Korai meaning past and Mirai meaning future. And Don meaning lizard. And you know how I mentioned, like, you know, they got legendary Pokemon were easy to get over time. Well, these two you just get. You just get it. You don't even need to catch it. You just get it. They are also functionally your HM, your bike, your flying. There are also no more puzzles. Puzzles have basically been removed in Scarlet and Violet. There's no strength puzzle or rock smash or anything. That's all gone. Which is unfortunate because, like, I feel like that was kind of a part of the Pokemon games a little bit. I mean, I understand it's like it's a lot easier to do with the, you know, the routes, but with an open area, it's like you can kind of just skip the puzzles with, you know, Koraidon, Miraidon, just riding them over, flying them over. Yeah. I got Scarlet. I played Scarlet first, and then I got Violet. So Scarlet, you get Koraidon, and through the story, you are basically you have recently moved there with your mom, to Paldea, and you get accepted into the school, which is I forgot the name. They're both different in each version. Basically, one is orange, one is grapes, I believe. Basically, it's in Messagoza, the main big city, where the academy is. You can go to class in the game, but that's an optional thing. The main thing you're supposed to do is called the treasure hunt. And the treasure hunt is basically you finding what you treasure. Whether that is the gym challenge, which you can do, or the Titan Pokemon, which is sort of one of the rivals that you... So the three rivals I say rivals. Technically, you have one rival, which is Nemona. And Nemona is just a battle-hungry rival. She wants to battle all day, any day. And she sort of leads you down the gym challenge path. There's also two others. One is Arvin, which later on you learn to be the professor's son. Professor Tura or Professor Thada, whichever game you want. They have gone missing. And now Arvin is trying to find that. But his path is not that. His path is trying to heal his Pokemon. His Pokemon got severely injured. And he's trying to find this thing called Herba Mystica, HM. And yeah, the Titan Pokemon are basically Pokemon that have eaten the Herba Mystica and become huge, giant Pokemon. Similar to like Dynamax, but not Dynamax. They're not that big. They're huge, but not gigantic. It's also how you upgrade your Miraidon, Koraidon abilities, where they can, fly, go on water, go faster, climb, and all that. And then you have your third rival, Penny. Penny. You don't know it's Penny, but it is Penny. The third path is Team Star. Team Star is the evil villain. They're not evil. They're rebellious kids. Basically. Team Star is Penny's sort of storyline. You are told that Team Star has been bullying the other kids at school. Team Stars don't actually come to school. They sort of have their own bases across Paldea somehow. Where they're getting the resources, who knows? Actually, no. One of them is actually rich. And they're actually very good at... They make cars, somehow. So, actually, no. They're fine. I understand how they can make bases. They're actually loaded. One of the Team Star leaders is actually a rich kid, so... Yeah. So that makes sense. But yeah. That one, so Penny's storyline is basically Team Star is bullying other kids at school. She wants you to stop them and take them down. Basically, the Team Star members have an agreement. So like, okay, if you get taken down, you will stop what you're doing with Team Star and resign as the leader. So those three stories are pretty separate. So the gym challenge with Nemona, very simple. You go fight the gym leader in each of the towns, get the gym badges, go fight the Elite Four. The Elite Four in this were a bit pretty They didn't have... It was a sort of test where you would fight the Elite Four members, but it was a simple room. Like, it was it was just like a white room. It could have been a white room. It wasn't a white room. It was like a digital tile floor room. And yeah, I wish they had, proper rooms for each of the Elite Four members, like they've done in the past few in all the other games. But who knows? And then you fight Champion, Geeta. And Geeta, it's like, oh, Geeta's super strong. It's like she can't hold back. It's like she is the weakest champion in out of all the games. The weakest. Her lineup doesn't even make sense. She has one of the new Pokemon, King Gambit, an evolution of Bishop, which is cool. But she doesn't even send it last. So King Gambit's ability, if it's used last, it gets more powerful every Pokemon that is defeated in its team. they don't use it. Gita is super strong, then why are there like 50 champion ranks? Exactly. Do you know why there's so many champion ranks? Because Gita is so weak. She also has Glimmora, which she doesn't even use first. She uses Glimmora last. Glimmora, when attacked, sends out toxic spikes on the battlefield. I don't know what was happening. I don't know what was happening with Gita. Anyway, that's the gym challenge. Very simple, very easy. That's what you do in the game for all the games. Now for Arven, it's pretty simple as well. It's basically like the gym challenge, but rather than defeating the gym leaders, you're defeating Titan Pokemon. And there's various Titan Pokemon across the region. You go defeat them, find a Herba Mystica, make a sandwich and feed it to Mabosstiff, the partner Pokemon of Arven. And it's very heartwarming. It's like you see Mabosstiff slowly getting better and better, because you know it's a dog Pokemon. You see the dog Pokemon. It's like, you know, when you first meet it, it's like lying on the ground. It can't move. It can't even make a noise. And it's like it's barely chewing its food. And then slowly over the story, it's like, you know, it gets stronger. It's able to woof. It's able to move. It's able to lick Arven's face again. And it's very heartwarming. And then we get to Team Star's story, which is and through each defeat of the Team Star leaders, you learn what you learn a little bit of the backstory of you learn a little bit of the backstory of each of the Team Star, of the past, basically. It's like, oh, how were they made effectively? And you learn, like, the Team Star members, they were the ones that were bullied before. And they decided to band together and stand up against the bullies. But when they did, when they stood together, it's like, oh, the bullies didn't want to mess with them anymore. And they just, like, stopped. But they wanted to continue Team Star. But basically, there was also another leader of Team Star called Cassiopeia. The Team Star leaders never knew the true face because Cassiopeia would only call them on a phone. And yeah, they had all these agreements made. It's like, okay, if you get defeated, you stop what you're doing. And basically, Cassiopeia is Penny. Penny, upon hearing what Team Star has become, is like, oh, they're bullying people, other kids at school. It's time to shut it down. You need to shut them down. Throughout all of the Team Star story, slowly meet each of the Team Star leaders, defeat them, learn the backstory, and eventually you learn, yeah, Cassiopeia is Penny. Penny has sort of been working with you to defeat them. At the same time, the headmaster has been undercover with you. Undercover. And helping you uncover the truth of Team Star. He learns that, you know, what Team Star really was well. And basically at the end, it's like, Penny reveals, like, okay, you have one more person you need to defeat before Team Star is fully disbanded. It's me. And she has a full-on evolution team. Which is cool. And eventually, it's like, the undercover, yes. His pompadour. School uniform pompadour. It's like, hey, I'm Clive. I'm a student. Sure you are. But yeah. The headmaster learns of this, and like, you know, he gathers up the Team Star leaders and basically like surprises Penny. It's like, hey, you actually don't need to stop them. You don't need to stop Team Star. Let's do something different with Team Star, where you are able to teach them in an environment which is much more effective. It's like you don't need to disband. You don't need to. You can see each other again. Yeah. Because in the backstory, we learned that Penny had to go to Galar for like basically overseas school. And then she came back. She's technically British. She has a British accent. But yeah. It is also very heartwarming story between Penny and Team Star leaders. And once all 3 stories are completed. Yes, Penny is the child of Peony. Yeah. So once all 3 stories are done, you now get access to the middle of the region. Because in the middle of the region, there was this place that people talked about. Area 0 is like this massive crater, and you see clouds on the map. It's like, you can't go in this place. It's very super dangerous. And it revealed like Arven went into there for some reason. It's like, why did he go there? That's where Bostiff got injured. And now you learn it's like, and you also learn it's like, oh, Arven's father or mother, Sada or Tura, went in there and went missing and never came back. And suddenly you get a message like, hey, I need your help. You need to come down to Area 0. I need your help. And so you go into Area 0. And it's like, the music was cool. It was like very ethereal and weird. Because you see, we haven't talked about the gimmick of this region. Terrestrialization. Probably the most balanced gimmick, I think, in terms of competitive. Because each Pokemon has a terrestrial type. You can also change your terrestrial type at an NPC. Basically, it's like Pikachu is an electric type. But if you terrestrialize it, it becomes a flying type. And it just removes the ground type weakness from Pikachu. However, it is now weak to electric type moves, obviously. It just changes the type of a Pokemon. And it lasts basically for the whole battle. Or maybe for several turns. It is not going to be a 1 o'clock stream. We will end it before 12. Don't worry. We're almost done. Yeah. So you head down to Area 0 and you start seeing, it's like, oh, there's a lot more higher level Pokemon. A lot more not Mega Evolution, but, fully evolved Pokemon. And under half an hour. We'll do it. I can do it. Trust me. We'll wrap it up soon. There's only 2 games. And I almost finished with Scarlet Violet. But yeah. So you go to Area 0 and it's like, oh, there's also these weird Pokemon. And we encountered one of these weird Pokemon on the surface. There was, so in the desert area of Paldea, one of the Titan Pokemon was this weird Pokemon, like this either futuristic or prehistoric Donphan, either called Great Tusk or Iron Treads, which you can catch. And you learn, it's like, oh, we're seeing a lot more of these weird prehistoric or either futuristic Pokemon. And eventually you reach the lab at the bottom. And you learn there's another Koraidon and Miraidon, but they're a lot more aggressive. But once you enter because you have access to the lab, that Miraidon Koraidon enters in. And you also enter in, chasing after it. And then suddenly, you see the professor that was been missing all this time. But it turns out, they're not the professor at all. They're a robot. They've been dead for years. This robot has been maintaining the lab all these years. And yeah, obviously it's like they capture Koraidon and Miraidon with Master Ball, because they have a ton of Master Balls for some reason. And basically, it's like, hey, I need you to shut down this machine. They effectively created essentially a time machine. Basically, the machine can catch Pokemon from either, I wouldn't say the past, because they don't say the past, or the future. They say another timeline. Another timeline in which there is prehistoric Pokemon, and another timeline where there is technically futuristic Pokemon. Basically, it's like the robot wants you to destroy the machine, but I will try to stop you. You need to defeat me. It's like, Arvin, I'm sorry that your parent has died. Your parent died trying to stop the aggressive Koraidon and Miraidon. So eventually you go down further into the lab and you begin the fight with the robot. And it's very cool. They send out a whole team of these either prehistoric or futuristic Pokemon. And it's dope. I like the designs very much. It's like so cool. I do like the prehistoric ones more, in my opinion. I like prehistoric a lot more than the futuristic ones. Futuristic ones, it's alright. They're all sort of similarly designed. I get what they're going for, but yeah. And yeah, after you defeat them, the robot is basically it's alright. It's time to destroy. It's time to shut down the machine. Future. Oh, you prefer the future much better. Well, VGC. And okay. But yeah, the robot is basically like sent away using the machine, and the machine is shut down because the machine needs the signature of the professor. And with the professor gone and the robot gone, the machine can't be activated anymore. And then you get the Long Way Home and the end credits, which is a nice song. You get Celestial by Ed Sheeran playing, and it's very bittersweet. It's a very nice ending. I do enjoy it. I know people kind of rake on a Celestial, but it's a nice song after all that story. Yeah. For the sake of time, I won't get into the DLCs, but the DLCs were good as well. Kitakami and Indigo Disc. But yeah, I'll put it in S tier. In terms of story, it's not like a mature story in terms of black and white, but it's like a very nice, heartwarming story. Can I listen to something? I'll probably listen to something after. We'll get into the last game, Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus. So, Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is the first Legends title. It is also a mainline game. Some say it's a spin-off, but it's not. It's a mainline game. And this one is a lot different. The battle system is different. How it goes. So, you are technically the main character from Gen 4. But because our Lord and Savior Arceus has decided to, it's like, hey, I need you to go to the past. Why? I'm not saying why. You're going to go to the past and solve the problems there. And we are sent to the past. And we awake with no memories of why we're here. We know that Arceus has sent us here, and he has given us a phone. Yes, the Arceus phone. And you go to you're an ancient sinner, which is known as Hisui. And you go to this nearby village. Well, one of the some people from the village find you. I forgot who it was. They find you, they take you back to the village, and you learn it's Jubilife Village, not Jubilife City. It's Jubilife Village. It's like, oh, we're far. Like, it's like this is like 100 years back in Sinnoh. And it's like this is the very beginnings of Sinnoh. It's like, it was so cool being able to go into the past of Pokemon, seeing how life was. Because in this game, it's like, yeah, there is still Professor. You can still catch Pokemon and still battle. But the catching Pokemon was a lot different. You can, like, you don't need to go into battle to catch them. You can sort of, like, you can aim your Pokeball and throw it and just catch Pokemon. Obviously, you can still get into battles. And the battles themselves were different. You had quick moves and strong moves, which were, they were a nice little gimmick. Basically, strong moves would make your move stronger, but it would be, it would cause your turn order to be, it would allow the other opponent to basically move twice. While quick moves allow you to move twice, but less power. Very simple. But yeah, Arceus had alpha Pokemon, and basically these large Pokemon with red eyes, they would chase you down, they would hunt you down, not hunt you down, but they would chase you down if you get too near them, and like fire whatever move they have, Hyper Beam, Hydro Pump, whatever, Rock Slide. You would just run. It was fun. I enjoyed it immensely. The story was also great. The music was great. It was a lot of flutes, which was nice. Arceus gave us, it's like, hey, if you want to see me again, you have to catch all the Pokemon in Hisui. It's like, fine. We'll do it. So throughout the whole story, you meet in Jubilife Village. You meet the village leader, Cyrene. Not Cyrus, Cyrene, which looks like Cyrus. This is probably like, you know, the great-great-great-great-great-grandmother of Cyrus. It looks like the genes never go away. Genes never go away with Pokemon trainers, apparently. But, yeah, you're allowed to become not a trainer, but basically a scout. And you basically go around the region, catching Pokemon, getting them into Cyrene from HFR? No. I think it's Cyrene, right? In Legends Arceus? The leader? Well, not leader. Because technically this is Kamado, which is Professor Rowan's ancestor. Cylene. Cylene or Cyrene? Cylene. One of the two. It starts with a C. Very similar. But yeah, we're allowed to scout around, catch the Pokemon, and we get to meet two of the native tribes of Hisui. One is basically the Pearl Clan, and the other one is the Diamond Clan. There's also the Merchant Guild, who we meet Volo, who looks strangely like Cynthia. Cylene is Pokemon, Cyrene is HFR. Okay, good to know. Yeah. And we meet the leaders, Irida and Adaman. The leaders of the Pearl Clan and Diamond Clan. And we learn it's like, oh, they call Palkia and Dialga Sinnoh. It's like, huh, how strange. We can also see Mount Coronet from wherever we are. And we can see, oh, there's a full-ass temple still there. Because when we go to Spear Pillar in the Sinnoh games, in Diamond Pearl and Platinum, it is called Spear Pillar. It looks like there's the remains of a temple. But right now, in Legends Arceus, the temple still there. So cool. But yeah. Basically, throughout the game, you catch all the Pokemon. You basically repair the relationships between like Jubilife Village and the native clans. Basically, it's like they form together, and it's like, okay, let's work together and try to make something of this region. together. There's also noble Pokemon. So there's regional Pokemon in Legends of Arceus as well, and it's cool. There's one for Phyther. Not for Phyther, but the evolution for it called Cleavor. Basically, rock, paper, scissors. Phyther, paper, scissors, and then Cleavor is rock. Ha ha ha. Very funny. But Cleavor is very cool. It has like these giant axes. It's dope. You also have ride Pokemon as well here, which is cool. It allows you to traverse the open world as well. Alolan Avalugg, not Alolan Avalugg, Hisuian Avalugg, Hisuian Braviary, Hisuian... Oh, the Sneasler. An evolution of Sneasel. Called Sneasler. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know how that went, how that evolution tree came about. Like Sneasler and Weavile. Sneasler. It's basically Sneasel, but elongated. With longer claws. What else is there? I do love it. I do love Legends of Arceus. It was a breath of fresh air. Like, you know, after playing all these games, Legends Arceus was a breath of fresh air. Like, it was brand new in terms of what I was doing. It was like open world. Well, limited open world. It's like, okay, you can go to a region of the map, and it's like, it's a wide area of a map. You can catch all the different Pokemon and stuff. Oh, Hisuian Electrode as well. But yeah, after you catch a certain amount of Pokemon, you finally get to the main story. And you learn that there is a... I forgot what it was called. Basically, there were these dimensional rifts happening all over Hisui, which is how we would get like the regular versions of like Hisuian Pokemon. And then suddenly one appeared at Mount Coronet at the temple. And suddenly, I'm trying to remember the story. I forgot the story. Oh my gosh. You either choose Palkia or Dialga. You get to get both in the game, which is great. But basically, you either choose Palkia or Dialga, they become your ally, and then the other Pokemon is your opponent. You defeat it. And when you defeat it, it's like, oh, it's over. Let's catch it now. It breaks out. It begins changing. And the energy it creates explodes Mount Coronet. Not the whole mountain, but the temple comes off and it's like, it's Spear Pillar. Oh my gosh. It's here. This is how it happened. And you realize like the smoke and the smoke dissipates and you see it's like, oh my gosh, it is Origin Form Palkia or Dialga. And it looks like it's trying to imitate Arceus. What? Because the boss battles, yes, there's boss battles. You can't fight the noble Pokemon in a Pokemon battle. Not yet. You sort of have to basically do a boss battle where you avoid the Pokemon's moves, you throw like the I don't know, like pouches at them, basically to weaken them, and then you can battle them in a Pokemon battle. It's cool. I like it. And after you defeat it, you get to catch the other Pokemon, and you get Palkia and Dialga in the game, which is great. Now, you at this point you haven't caught all the Pokemon. I think some Pokemon can only be caught after you completed the main story. So now, post game, there is, once you caught all the other Pokemon, it's like, okay, how do we get Giratina? Oh, Volo's hitting us up. Hey, Volo, what's up? It's like, hey, can you meet me at Spear Pillar? I want to talk to you about something. So we go up to Spear Pillar. And we see Volo. And it's like, Volo, why does your hair look like Arceus? And Volo tells you, it's like, I'm going to change the world. I have an ally who will change the world. I will call down Arceus. I will cause as much chaos as possible to call down Arceus himself. I was like, Volo, what are you doing? Volo, what are you doing? You're just a merchant. And then he challenges you to a battle. And you start hearing Cynthia's theme. It's like, oh no. Generational trauma. You start hearing the piano and the violins. It's like, oh boy. And it's basically Cynthia's theme. It's basically Cynthia's theme. It's like, oh my gosh. Of course, eventually you defeat him. And then a cutscene happens. And he starts to laugh as a distortion world portal opens behind him. And Giratina appears. And now you have to fight Giratina. Because Giratina was his ally. It's like, great. And you realize, oh, this is a phase 2. Any Pokemon that were damaged or fainted are still damaged and fainted. It's like, oh, that's great. So now you have to fight Giratina, who is in this renegade form. And now you fight Giratina. It's like, okay, you fight Giratina. And you feed him. It's like, oh, finally. And then you hear the music. It's like, and then the beat drops for Giratina. It's like, what? It's like, Giratina's like, it looks like it's going to fall backwards. And then a fall to the front again. It's like red eyes glowing. And it's like an energy pours out of it. And it becomes this origin form. It's like, what? What's happening? And it's like, it's a third phase. And it's like, any Pokemon that was defeated or fainted from the second phase is still that. And now you have to fight Giratina in the origin form. It's like, oh my gosh. It was a hard fight. It's a 3-phase fight. My gosh. First time they did it, and they did it well. The music went hard. The moves were good. I have to give them props. Giratina has hands. Volo had hands. He had hands. Yeah. Obviously, it's called Pokemon Legends Arceus. So once you catch Giratina and all the other Pokemon out there in Hisui, they also rename it to Sinnoh. It's like, oh, Sinnoh isn't Palkia or Dialga. It's both of them. No, Sinnoh is Arceus. So let's rename the whole region to Sinnoh. Easy done. Nice, happy ending. And once you catch all the Pokemon in Hisui, Arceus calls you on the phone and says, hey, it's time. Come up the ladder. Use this flute. And you see the steps made out of glass, ascending up into the clouds. And then you're like in this weird space galaxy area. And you see Arceus, and I'm like, oh no, it's a boss battle against Arceus. And yeah, Arceus was hard, man. Like, I had to do it several times, because like I couldn't get to the actual Pokemon battle, because he was doing like AoE, AoE, Judgment, AoE, Meteors. It was fun. It was fun. Absolutely great. Yeah. I loved it. I love Pokemon Arceus. I have high hopes for Pokemon Legends DA. I hope they do it well. So I'm going to snooze the ads for 5 minutes because I knew it was going to play soon. So anyway, the final game I have played, Pokemon Legends Arceus. After all that, where they're going, it's an S tier. It's an S tier. But we're in S tier. As you see, well, I would say it is probably, in terms of story, it probably has one of the better stories. My gosh. I'll probably put it middle of the pack. Yeah. Like the ranking between all like these top 3, very minimal. Like could be interchangeable in all honesty. Yeah. Yeah. But that's it. That's my ranking of all the mainline games I've played. If you have what your rankings are, let me know. But that's also the end of the stream because man, it is almost 12. I've been streaming since 8 o'clock. Wow. Well, if you enjoyed the stream and listened to me to yap for like several hours, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't followed, please consider following. And yeah, that is the end of my mainline Pokemon tier list. The next stream will be on Saturday. We'll be doing a different Pokemon related challenge. Yeah. Hope you guys join me then. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night, or have a good night, or wherever you are. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.